Want to watch football without the restrictions of blackouts or cable? Check out expressvpn.com to help you get access to all the live games. Sign up today using the link in the description to get 3 free months. Action. Yo, what up, brothers? It's the director. Chargers fans come together for a good cause. You love to see it. The Raiders in the postseason facing off against the Cincinnati Bengals. Today, man, we are all Bengals fans. What's going on, chat? We got Matthew Trokinski in here. We got Jordan Rice. We got Mark Anthony Quinde. We got Skills Beast Boy. We got Hugo the Doorman Boss. We got Cali Country. We got a whole bunch, a mess of Chargers fans in here ready to cheer on the Cincinnati Bengals in the first wildcard postseason game of 2022. Let's go. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of FTRs in the chat today, Ross Ackerman. It's going to be a good one, man. You guys will recall several weeks ago, I declared my favorite quarterback in the league, not named Justin Herbert, was indeed cold Smokin Joe Burrow. And I'm very excited to see him in the postseason. Of course, we're going to be cheering him on today versus the Raiders. First holla of the stream coming in early from Envy Town says, what it do, bro? Hey, man, Chargers fans, we've had a week to recover, to really study what happened in that collapse game last week. I wouldn't even call it a collapse game. A great effort by Justin Herbert, falling just short of making the postseason. But you know what? We started with the offseason content yesterday. I have a whole mess. Like my itinerary, I put down, in notes in order of priority, what to cover as far as the postseason. We got a lot of stuff coming up. And we started yesterday with the discussion as whether or not to keep Tom Telesco in the Chargers organization. Definitely check out that video if you have not yet. But there's a lot of talking points. A lot of talking points as the Chargers, begin their postseason journey. And free agency, I think, is going to be the first big one that we hit, given that the Chargers boast $70-80 million in cap space coming up this season. It's going to be a wild postseason for Chargers fans. And in the chat, welcome to everybody, Raiders and Bengals fans. Let's all keep it cordial in the chat. This is the first time in a while that, I think since last Super Bowl, that I'm just hosting two teams that I don't really have much stake in. Not a Bengals fan, not a Raiders fan, obvious Chargers fan, but we're here to show our support for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals in this one. Jordan Davis, to answer your question, there's a ring. Offseason is going to be huge, Carlos. Again, I think that's the next video I have coming up next week, is going to be talking about why the 2022 season, the offseason, is so important for the Chargers. And my intention in that video is to prove it. Of course, every offseason we get excited. Not every offseason you got $80 million, a mess of draft picks, which honestly could be added to with the Chargers, one of their front office guys getting poached by another team as their GM. It could be a huge offseason for the Bolts. So let's get into it, baby. The Raiders versus the Cincinnati Bengals. I apologize in advance if I don't know every single name of every single player on the Bengals or Raiders. I'm pretty familiar with the Raiders, given that we play them twice a season. The Bengals, not as much, but we can work our way around, right? It should be a fun time. I'll be saying number 87. CJ Uzama, I know that one. But we'll be talking about different players as we go along. Should be fun, man. Should be fun. And during the game, guys, along the way, if you've got questions about the Chargers offseason, if you want to feed me ideas as far as postseason content, I already got a huge list of stuff, but it's going to be a long offseason. We're going to be talking about free agency, the draft, the combine, and Chargers coaching, existing players and roster, stuff like that. It'll be a fun ride along the way. Shaw Ouija, right? It says Devontae Adams or Chandler Jones. If you had to pick between the two, man, it's got to be Devontae Adams. But along with that decision comes what? Mike Williams likely having to exit the Chargers. And at this point, it's so tough to bring up that subject because I don't know really what the right answer is there. Mike Williams has been a constant with this team. He's helped Justin Herbert develop into the quarterback he is today. You want to keep things consistent for him, but at the same time, a game changer in Devontae Adams could certainly change the Chargers offense completely, but he does come with risk. He's got some injury history. Going to a new city never really sometimes doesn't really work out for a wide receiver. Chandler Jones, on the other hand, he's got a big injury this season, only played a handful of games, but still racked up, 5 sacks in week 1? He could be insane. If I had to choose one guy to sign this offseason as far as pass rush, though, I think it'll be Haason Reddick, right? Haason Reddick, I think now with the Panthers, could be a huge signing for the Chargers this offseason. One that wouldn't be too expensive, and that man is a blitzing machine. Quincy Jr. coming in here says, bolt up, Chargers. So excited for 2022 Chargers season free agency. Be aggressive, Tom. Absolutely. The game is underway. Looks like the Cincinnati Bengals punted away to the Vegas Raiders, and the Raiders will be first to take the field offensively. Thank you so much, Quincy, and get stoked, get excited about the offseason. This is one of my favorite parts of the year to cover, as there are infinite possibilities to what the Chargers can do, and I try to cover a good portion of those. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Carr hands off to Jacobs. Jacobs picking up about 5. It'll be 2nd and medium coming up. Here comes Envy Talent with a $2 haul. Says, what's your take on Darius Swinton getting the boot? I think that the Chargers in the past may have sat on something like that for a while, and showing their proactivity in the offseason, I think, started with maybe starting fresh with positions that weren't so good this season. I think special teams was probably one of the weakest parts other than the run defense for the Chargers. So I think it's a step in the right direction. Good question there, Envy. 2nd and 5. Here comes Jacobs once more, falling forward for a couple of yards. It'll be about 3rd and 2 coming up here in just a moment. Let's see if we can refresh this page, get you guys the live scores. ESPN having a bit of a fit today. Interesting. Still, 3rd and 2 coming up for the Raiders as we try to get the live scoreboard up and going. What's going on, Larry Castro? Good to see you. If we don't make the playoffs next year, I think we should let Herbert leave. No way, JC. Absolutely not going to happen. 3rd and 2. Can the Raiders convert on their first 3rd down of the game? Bengals bending a little bit in the run defense. They've been better there most of the season. Here comes Carr with a nice floater to number 7. That's going to be Zay Jones. And here comes ESPN giving me the finger. Give us 1 second here, guys. We're going to get the live score up and going for y'all. Might not be the color I like, but you know what? Sometimes you got to make do. There we go. Derek Carr in 1st and 10 fires it off to the flat. It's Hunter Renfrow who picks up a reception for a couple of yards. 2nd down coming up. There we go. We're going to go with the white today. The white for the playoffs. Yeah, no, that's not going to really work out, is it? No way Justin Herbert leaves the Chargers, I think, in his career. He's going to be here for at least 10, 15 years. Going on, Jeff Larson? Good to be back here in the party. Let's go. Playoffs, and the Raiders, who the Chargers fans hope, fall to the Cincinnati Bengals. Again, man, I don't know what it is, dude. Joe Burrow, that's a cool cat out there, isn't he? He's got that, I don't know if I call it charisma, just that smoothness, right? The dude is chill. The dude's chill. I like him a lot, so we're rooting for him today versus the Raiders for obvious reasons. But beyond that, outside of Justin Herbert, Joe's kind of the dude, right? Kind of cool they came from the same draft class. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Raiders. Another big 3rd and 2 for the Raiders at the 43-yard line, it appears. 43-yard line. In motions Renfrow. Here comes Derek Carr looking for a target. He's got one open in the flat. That's Darren Waller, and Waller's going to pick up a nice 1st down after a 6-yard run after the catch. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raiders at Cincinnati's 35. Yeah, Jordan Davis. Now, don't ask me too many draft questions yet. I haven't quite gotten into the meat and potatoes of my offseason as far as draft prospect research. I know of Jordan Davis. I know of a few prospects, that are obvious. But outside of that, I really like to get into the middle rounds as well as to see what the Chargers can do to better utilize every single draft pick in their arsenal. 1st and 10. Raiders driving down the field. This one is a play action Quick throw to Josh Jacobs, who almost picks up a first down. Cincinnati Bengals, who boasted a really good run defense this offseason, or this regular season, kind of bending a little bit to Josh Jacobs. Nice pass to him underneath. Derek Carr and the Raiders leading a nice drive. They should be inside, just outside the 30. Just outside the 30. Young West, what's going on, man? Yeah, sorry, guys. Sometimes the chat moves really fast. We miss a bunch of people. Rooting for the Raiders. I'm tired of people saying he's better than Justin Herbert. That's just me, though. I like Joe Burrow a lot, so it's tough for me to be like, that rivalry is in the past, right? I think a bunch of people super upset that he didn't win, Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's fine. That's in the past, right? I think a lot of people, including myself, are fans of Joe Burrow unless we're playing them on Sunday, right? And today especially, we're fans of Joe Burrow going up against the Raiders. What's going on, Zach Sesto? Rooting for the Bengals, right? Absolutely rooting for the Bengals. This is a highly demanded stream last week. Say, hey, director, come back. Let's root against the Raiders and see what the Bengals can do in the first wild card game of the weekend. Yeah, the Bengals defense better wake up. Here comes another carry by Josh Jacobs. Finds a nice hole, but a nice defensive play by number 94. Is that Hendrickson? No, that's Hubbard. That's Hubbard. Hubbard makes a nice run stop there. 3rd and 3 coming up. This will be the third and short for the Cincinnati Bengals on defense this drive. It's obvious Herbert is better. That being said, I could never, under any circumstances, go for the Raiders. No, for sure, Hugo. I think at this point it's pretty obvious. Justin Herbert, a top 5, top 3 quarterback in the league, but Joe Burrow is also really good. And that's something I can appreciate as a fan of the NFL in general, outside of the Raiders, Broncos, and Chiefs. Those guys don't get much praise from me. 3rd and 3. Derek Carr running away from pressure. Has to chuck it away out of bounds and swat it away by the Cincinnati Bengals defender, number 21. Very nice defensive play by the defensive back. 4th and 3 coming up. It's going to force a field goal try more than likely. Nice knockdown. Very, very nice play by the Bengals defense. Now, Bengals got some players on defense, man. Their offseason last year, a lot of people thought was going to be rebuilding that offensive line, very similar to what the Chargers did. But they went out there. They got some dogs on defense. They got some dogs on the receiver. Jamar Chase, in the draft, a lot of people expected Penei Sewell, but that really worked out for them. Jamar Chase being one of the best rookie receivers we've seen in a long time. Here comes the field goal attempt. It's up, and it is good for the Raiders, who take an early 3-0 lead. That bad man can't hurt us no more. Yeah, Tom Brady, dude. We can't believe he's still in the league. I'm going to be quite honest. That's so crazy that he is still out there playing. But, man, I think his time's coming up. He had a great season this year, too, though, dudes. It's unfathomable. The most passing yards in the league in 2021. The thing about that, I've been watching that guy since I was a kid. He's still out there. That's crazy. Chase is better than Mike Williams. Yeah, I think that's a fair conclusion. But Mike Williams also really good at what he does. So, tomato. There's an obvious, answer to that. But like T. Higgins, that's Keenan Allen versus T. Higgins. It's Keenan Allen all day. So you can kind of, play both sides of the fence there a little bit. Are you going to be live for the Bills game? No, that one's tonight, right? I might actually need to dip a little early out of this stream, too, depending on how the little one is feeling. But, we'll be fine. I think we should be okay. But after tonight, I'm kicking back. I'm doing some research for my video on Monday. It's going to be a good time. I think this next Sunday is the first Sunday. I'm basically working on a video and not working on a live stream, which is going to be really crazy. The off-season transition is here. Having the first, subjective video on Friday was definitely interesting. I'm really excited because you have all these ideas, but you want to take your time with every single one of them, and that's what the offseason allows you to do. There's no game coming up on Sunday. There's no practice as far as, like the news and stuff like that. It's all about, what you can get out of your head as we get closer to the offseason. As we get closer to free agency, man, news is going to start popping in there. We started a series last year called Sparked, very short, bite-sized videos, and those will be back for like the I guess, on-the-spot news sort of stuff, but also the lesser things I'm not going to make a huge video on. So it should be a fun offseason. I'm going to try and keep everybody as informed as possible and make sure there's a place to go out and talk amongst yourselves as to what the Chargers should be doing and are doing. JC Carr. JC, are you a fan of the Chargers or you troll? We're not letting go of Justin Herbert, and we are not cutting Keenan Allen. It's just not going to happen. Team that I like that can beat the Raiders, so go Bengals. Yeah. It could be worse. Like, what if the Raiders were playing the Chiefs? Like, I don't even know if I would watch the game. Or if it was the Raiders versus the Patriots. I don't know if, like, maybe the Patriots a little bit, but still at the same time. Like, not really. The Bengals, though, I can get behind the Bengals. I like the Bengals. They're pretty cool. They're up and coming. I think one good offseason where they can help Joe Burrow by fixing that line, maybe a couple more pieces on defense, this is a solid team. Yeah, he out here. Just hope we pay Herbert enough to stay. Yeah, we will. I mean, honestly, when it comes down to a numbers game, it feels like the Chargers have really future-proofed themselves as far as money to make sure they keep Justin Herbert. Here comes the return by the Bengals. A couple of yards by Giovanni. That's not Giovanni Bernard anymore, is it? He's with the Buccaneers now or something like that, right? Number 25 of the Bengals. So 1st and 10 coming up for the Bengals offense. Yeah, let's go Bengals. Just hope the Raiders get smoked. It should be interesting. Like, looking at both sides of the coin here, the Bengals offense is so much more explosive to me than the Raiders. The Raiders have shown life at times. They do have Darren Waller back, who made a couple nice plays in that last drive. But the Bengals, man, they just seem to be firing on all cylinders. 1st and 10. Here comes the first play by Joe Burrow. It's dropped by Jamar Chase. 2nd and 10 coming up. J.C. Jackson and Devontae Adams to the Chargers. That's like the best case scenario, man. You know, the kid, like, that's the best case scenario. You're talking about an awesome offseason. I think the Chargers, first and foremost, need to fix their depth. They can do a lot of that via the draft as well. But on top of that, man, if we get Devontae Adams, J.C. Jackson, this unit is completely transformed on both sides. That also likely means that we had to let go of Mike Williams. That's another video I have slated for next week as well, is what to do with Mike Williams or Devontae Adams, or maybe even option C, which we'll get to in a minute. Here comes Joe Burrow, throwing on the run, fires at his target, Jamar Chase. And that is a first down. Bengals, nice play on the move. Joe Burrow, and converting a first down with Jamar Chase. 1st and 10 coming up for the Bengals. Need to fix the defense first. Yeah, so I think the Chargers, you can never really count on a guy being there, but so far at this point of the offseason, Jordan Davis seems to be a guy realistically that can land to us at number 17. But I would also very much so consider bringing in another body to go in there and play tackle for the Chargers, or even inside defender as far as defensive end goes. Here comes a first carry for Joe Mixon. And Mixon is going to pick up a couple of yards. 2nd and 7 coming up. Option C is Josh Palmer for $20 an hour. Hey, you called me out on that, Justin. You called me out on that because I do think there's a possibility. You take a look at, and this is a sneak peek. Obviously, we're going to get into greater detail of this when the actual video comes out. But you take a look at other teams like, let's say, the Green Bay Packers. They got themselves an elite quarterback, and you got to have like a balancing act when it comes to constructing a roster. They really don't pay receivers. There's a possibility the Chargers roll out there with just one guy and Keenan Allen, a couple of really solid dudes. Let Justin carry the wide receivers and elevate them. 2nd and 7. Here comes Joe Burrow. A nice pass to the sideline to Jamar Chase, and that's another first down. Bengals. Very nice to see the Bengals driving downfield with ease at this point. So taking a look at the Green Bay Packers and the way they constructed their roster, very solid defense. They put a lot of resources into their defense. A couple of boneheaded moves like re-signing Aaron Jones. He's great, but you got A.J. Dillon back there. I think the Chargers can go a step further than even the Green Bay Packers, right? Receiver could end up being one of those positions that we don't pay out as much in order to fix other positions like cornerback, defensive tackle, offensive line, etc., etc. 1st and 10. Joe Burrow, it's a pitch to Joe Mixon. The Joe to Joe, and Mixon picks up about 4 or 5. It'll be 2nd and 6 at the Raiders' 40. Eric Black coming back in here, baby. Let's go. He said Tom Brady equal Darth Sidious. He has to be using the dark side. Do you see the upcoming release for the Fallen Order 2? Hey, yeah, man. I'm excited for that. Fallen Order 1 was so much fun. I always saw Tom Brady as Darth Vader and Belichick as Sidious. Since then, things have kind of changed, right? Bruce Arians, not much of a Sidious kind of guy to me. But you have to wait and see. I don't know. Tom Brady, he just seems like that immortal that for whatever reason decided to play football. He's out here doing his thing. Thank you so much for the $5 haul there, Eric Black. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Bengals. Joe Burrow passes underneath. It's Jamar Chase yet again. Chase probably 4 catches on this drive alone. Picks up the first down. Bengals move just outside the Raiders 30. Envy Talon says, how do you feel on Weddle coming back? Honestly, dude, some people don't agree with me. I'm a huge Eric Weddle fan, man. This banner right behind my head right here, where my thumb's pointing, it's signed by Eric Weddle. I think a lot of you guys know him in Utah, and he's from Utah as well. He came back for an event, and I went out there to visit him. Solid dude, man. He's this tall, but he's super chill, man. Huge fan of Eric Weddle. I'm excited to see him play again in the playoffs. Here comes an underneath pass to Joe Mixon, avoiding tackles, and Joe Mixon all the way down to the 10-yard line. Big play, Joe to Joe, moving the ball inside the Raiders' 10-yard line. The Bengals put together a solid offensive drive. They're in field goal range now. They're looking for a touchdown. Nice play by the Bengals. Bulaga retires once he is cut. Maybe that's possible. Some players, especially, they suffer from so many back-to-back injuries, they decide to hang up the cleats after a minute. But I do think Bulaga, one way or another, more likely a cut candidate by the Chargers this offseason. Here comes 1st and goal for the Bengals. 10 yards to score, and he's going to go down to the sideline and dropped by T. Higgins at the 1-yard line. Would have been an awesome reception. Instead, 2nd and goal coming up. Beautiful pass by Joe Burrow, dropped by T. Higgins. Yeah, Steven, I've done a couple of shows with the Guilty as Charged guys. And yeah, Steven, me and him have a lot of the same background. It's kind of awesome. It's pretty cool. What do you guys think about Jaron Reed as defensive tackle? He could be a solid signing as well. I think the Chargers, again, you're talking about depth versus starters. Jaron Reed is a borderline solid start for me, but also have to make sure he fits the scheme. I think he would. Nose tackle. Linval Joseph departing, however, it's a difficult subject right there here too. Here comes a pitch to Joe Mixon, and Mixon picks up about 4. It'll be 3rd and 7 coming up. 3rd and 7. 3rd and goal, 7 yards to score coming up. Wonder if Big Ben low-key wanted the Chargers to win. What do you think? No, man, I think if you're Big Ben, you know that you're not going to come back next season. I think he wanted to go to the postseason for sure. I think he wanted to go to the postseason. Think we cut Tillery? It's possible. It's possible we cut Tillery. He just doesn't fit the scheme. I think this whole offseason, as far as reconstructing the defense, is going to be constructing it in the manner that Brandon Staley wanted this season. They just didn't have the money. This season, I think, is mainly going to be about building that defense. 3rd and goal. Joe Burrow tosses it, and it's into the end zone. Actually, let's go ahead and do it, man. Touchdown, Bengals! I think it's Uzama, the tight end. Nice thread of the needle by Joe Burrow, and Uzama comes up with the big catch. 7 points up for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now the quarterback, Derek, or DS, or Jordan Davis. I think it's still Jordan Davis for me. When it comes to cornerback, right? It's kind of hit and miss as far as are they going to be a year 1 starter and be the guy that you hope to be? Because you guys remember Jeff Okudah to the Detroit Lions. He didn't really work out that great. You don't really know how these corners are going to, adjust to the NFL. I would much rather spend the draft capital on a position that hits more often, that being defensive line, than risk it for a DB that might not produce. I would rather use our cap to go out there and get a solid cornerback to pair up with Asante Samuel and Mike Davis, and then use the draft capital to go get your defensive lineman. That's kind of where I'm at with that. And I think, honestly, Chargers got enough money where they can figure that out. What's going on? Tillery is still in his rookie contract. He can't get cut. Yeah, we could trade Tillery. I think that's where we're going with that, too. We could trade Tillery. He's got 1 more year on his rookie deal, I think. And then after that, we can start talking about moving on from him. But I do think that a trade is definitely possible. How much we would get for him, I don't know. Maybe like a 3rd or 4th at the most. Maybe even a 5th. But at this point, I just don't know if he fits the system. And again, those may be the big decisions we see in 2022 in order to appropriately form the defense that Brandon Staley wants. K9's also in the discussion too. I see you there, Juan. K9's a little less likely in my opinion because it was his first year in the new defensive scheme. We have seen a lack of growth in pass coverage for him. It's tough. I can definitely see it happening, but at the same time, it's less likely than the Chargers maybe moving on from Jerry Tillery. That's kind of what I'm saying there. Would you consider drafting Jameson Williams if somehow Jordan Davis is gone. Yeah, again, I got to do a lot of research when it comes to the draft prospects. I got to come up with my own rankings, watch some tape, etc., etc. That process for me usually doesn't start until a little after the Super Bowl because there is so much research, and I've already started doing this even a couple of weeks ago. So much research to do on free agency. It's ridiculous. In the past, I would maybe do some research on a few of them because I knew, like, hey, the Chargers only have, like, what, $20-30 million at most, before re-signings. I don't know how many people we likely sign this offseason with $80 million. I'm going to say around $40-50 million after re-signings. That's a stupid amount of money. And so I really got to do my homework on who makes sense coming to the Chargers schematically, character-wise, fit-wise, need-wise, and money-wise. Money's going to be a big part of this, too, because you also want to save a little bit of rollover cap for the next season, right? You got Justin Herbert coming up with his contract. You're going to want to save up a little something for when he needs an extension. I think we can more than afford Derwin James, which is the next big contract we have coming up. And then after that, you got to start saving up for Justin Herbert a little bit. But there's a lot of superstars that you can get to Los Angeles because you got yourselves a player's coach. You got yourself a crap ton of money. You got an elite quarterback. These are things that attract big superstars to an NFL team and location. People want to, hang out and live in Los Angeles outside of the taxes situation, right? So there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of moving pieces that are going to happen this offseason. We're going to try and help navigate you guys as smoothly and as much fun as possible. It'll be a good time. Any news on Donald Parham? I think he's still in recovery there, Quincy, but thank you for checking in, man. Thank you for the $2 holla. I think he's still in recovery. The last we heard is that he's going to be okay, but it was definitely a scary one that had a lot of people talking. I want no offensive players in the first 2 rounds. We finished number 4. Yeah, no, I think the Chargers offensively outside of a right tackle are pretty solid, right? There is a possibility we go into the season without Mike Williams. Maybe we do pick up another wide receiver. But on top of that, there's a possibility that we don't. Maybe we pick up one serviceable wide receiver to pair up with Josh Palmer and Keenan Allen, and then we use that money and allot it to the defense. That's also a big possibility. I do think also the Chargers, and this is something I'm going to talk about a little bit later, the Chargers may be in the first time in a long time, a candidate for a big trade this offseason because when you take a look at the market, the free agent market, quarterback, there should be a couple of solid ones, but what the Chargers really need is that huge guy in that position. So they might be a trade eligible here. Here comes the first pass for Derek Carr. He hits Zay Jones for about 12 yards. It'll be a first down, Raiders. So I think the Chargers could be in the conversation for a solid trade this offseason, too. And I don't know what that's going to take. Maybe our first rounder, which would complicate things as far as, like, do we get Jordan Davis or not? But there's a lot to take a look at there. Jordan Rice, member for 6 months. It's happy Saturday, good sir. Awesome surprise seeing you live streaming. Let's go Tigers. Let's go Jordan. Yeah, honestly, I'll be real with you guys. I totally forgot the game was on Saturday. I had planned everything for tomorrow, and I was like, oh crap, it's today. So we fired it up. We're here today. We'll stay alive as long as we can. 1st and 10. Not going to go anywhere for the Raiders and Derek Carr. 2nd and 10 coming up. William Travis says Chargers draft needs are defensive tackle, linebacker, cornerback, defense wise. I would say I would rank defensive tackle number 1, absolutely. After that, cornerback is a big one for me. I think the Chargers and linebackers, if we're talking like middle linebacker, solid right now. They just need a little bit of depth. Drew Tranquill, Kaiser White, they're fantastic so long as we re-sign Kaiser White, which we should. Edge, if that's what you're talking about, is right after cornerback for me. So those are going to be the top 3, in my opinion. 2nd and 10. Derek Carr. No, that's Marcus Mariota. They're looking to run it with their quarterback. Special Bird coming in here says the one time Broncos and Chargers can come together is when the Raiders are playing. I will take that very rare occasion, man. It's the eclipse of the fan bases coming together. Rooting for the Bengals today, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. How about Akeem Hicks? Akeem Hicks, honestly, to me, would be a solid signing. The Chargers are going to need a defensive or nose tackle. He hasn't played as well at nose tackle, but as far as like a defensive end, like an interior pass rusher, interior run defender, he's one of the best out there, I think, specifically against the run. Here comes the wide receiver screen for the Raiders. 2nd and 15 after the penalty. He's going to pick up about 8 on that play. 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 8 at the Vegas 40-yard line. Now, we all don't like the Raiders, right? We can all agree there. Nobody here likes the Raiders. That's totally fine, unless you're a Raiders fan watching, then of course. As a Chargers fan, I got to say, though, there's a couple of players that stand out to me that, mutual respect from the division rival. Derek Carr, he's okay. But I like that Hunter Renfrow kid. He's a cool story. And then the Darren Waller guy. He's also a cool story. Outside of that, the Hunter Renfrow makes a play right there. 3rd and 8. Derek Carr gets sacked, and it looks like it's a fumble. And there goes the Bengals defense, taking it back close to the 15-yard line. And the Bengals are in the red zone after an awesome defensive effort. Trey Hendrickson forced the fumble and recovered by Ogunjobi. Ogunjobi takes it back to the red zone. Derek Carr looking around like, there we go, baby. Nice defensive play by the Tigers. Let's do it. Let's get it, baby. Raiders chat last week, man. Yeah, man. But we're here. We're back. We're back. We're not going to let nobody bully us out of streaming or nothing. I see what you're saying there, Andy. Ballers. Nice defensive play by Hendrickson. Hendrickson, one of the more underrated pass rushers this season. Him and Hubbard have been a nice foundation for the Bengals defensive line, and he makes a big play right there, just absolutely bullying the Raiders' second tight end. Foster Moreau, I think is his name. 1st and 10. Here comes Joe Mixon, bullying his way up to the 10-yard line. That'll be 5 yards for the Tigers. Our defense sucks. That's why we're not in the playoffs. That's a big part of it, yeah. You know what happened last year, though, Ricardo? I'm going to point this out because this brings me a lot of hope, right? Last off season, Brandon Staley walks in. He's like the Andrew Glover, in the Community meme where he walks in, everything's on fire. He's holding the pizza. He's ready to go, but oh my God, what am I looking at? Last season, he saw that with the Chargers. And the first thing he said is that, man, we got to get Justin Herbert an offensive line. What'd he do? He gave the Chargers one of the best offensive lines we have ever had. Corey Linsley, Slater, Filer, Obushi. It was a transformation. This year, he says that he wants a defense. You know what? I bet he's going to get it. Chargers, $80 million, like 9 or 10 draft picks. I bet Brandon Staley's about to get that defense that he wants. Kitty goes meow. Tom Grossi, dude, that's one of my favorite dudes on YouTube. The guy's hilarious. Here comes 3rd and 8 coming up for the Bengals. Coming up for the Bengals in the red zone, but still beautiful, beautiful defensive play by the Bengals. After the penalty there. Donald Glover, yeah, Donald Glover. That's it. How about right tackle? We're starting to move our O-line around because we have Brandon Hymus, right? Yeah, I think there's going to be some sort of movement there. We're waiting on the penalty and everything to get reset here, guys. Right tackle is going to be very, very difficult for the Chargers to figure out this offseason. There was a couple of guys I think that could be available to step in there. If the Chargers really, if we really wanted to go after like a huge move, we could go grab like Teron Armstead and move him to right tackle. I think that's less likely. But I think what's more appropriate is that you get a guy in there that's actually going to play. Bulaga, he can be good at times, but he's probably not going to play. So you want to get a guy in there that's going to play. Ifedi, I think Morgan Moses might be available. You could trade. I think what's more likely is the Chargers, again, try and move Filer to right tackle. And then they put in Hymus and they pick up some depth. That's kind of where I'm at with it. 3rd and 8, Joe Burrow looking for some time, looking for a receiver, has to pass it. Out of bounds, throws it away. 4th and 8 coming up. They're going to have to go for the field goal here. Go up a full touchdown. Still nice defensive play resulting in points. You can never be upset about that. Nwosu is an unrestricted free agent. Would you like to keep him, says Young West. You know what, dude? That's actually an awesome question. And again, I like these live streams because they kind of get my brain moving a little bit. At the same time, I got this written down as something. It's titled Joey Bosa Needs Help. A couple footnotes in there. As far as Uchenna Nwosu goes, I think we got a good sample size of what he could be this season. He could be great at times, like we saw versus the Raiders. The dude was an animal. But as far as consistency is concerned, I don't know if he can be the guy. Well, he can be, as the field goal is good, by the way, for the Bengals. What he can be is one of the best depth pieces on the team. If something were to happen to Bosa, or maybe another signing, a guy that's starting, opposite him, if something happens, then we got a solid backup in Uchenna Nwosu. I think we keep Uchenna Nwosu as one of those rotational guys, as one of those guys that comes in and out, one of those guys is coming in relief, and as an insurance policy to make sure this pass rush is still as good as it can possibly be, even with, the COVID world we live in. Maybe somebody's out for a week, whatever. I think we keep Uchenna Nwosu. I don't think he's going to be that expensive. You got to make sure your depth is solid, especially at pass rush, right? The Chargers, additionally, what they have to do this offseason is get Joey Bosa some help. I think I got a couple of guys. I'll give you guys 2 guys before I make the video, right? You got Chandler Jones, who would be a solid offseason signing. A little risky, He missed most of the season with, I think, an ACL injury. So very, very risky. But the dude is an animal. Put up 5 sacks in week 1. And then he missed a lot of the season. He kind of came back. Hasn't really missed a step since then, so that gives me a lot of hope. Solid signing. My number 1 guy, Haason Reddick of the Panthers. He's in more of a blitz-heavy scheme. I think that's something the Chargers should certainly try and do this next season. You pick him up opposite Joey Bosa. You rotate Uchenna Nwosu in there every once in a while. I think you got a solid pass rush. Solid pass rush. That's kind of where I'm at with the Uchenna Nwosu situation. Do not let him go. Keep him. Keep him. But also make sure you add some additional help for Joey Bosa. The Chargers tried to do that this offseason with Kyler Fackrell. Didn't really work out. Fackrell's going to be a free agent. Bring in a nice piece this offseason to help that pass rush. Right? Chandler Jones or Haason Reddick would be great signings for this Chargers team. What keeps repeating? Texans just interviewed Joe Lombardi. Okay, I see you. Try not to spam too much the same thing. I'll see it. Texans interviewed Joe Lombardi. Who are they? Are they wanting him for their head coach? I heard that he was a candidate for a head coach promotion, but that would be nuts. I like Joe Lombardi. I think he was above serviceable for the Chargers. Of course, the Chargers offense ranked 4th. That Joe had something to do with that. It took him a little while to get into the groove of things. I would hate to lose him after we finally saw some progression in that department, but that would be crazy. I don't know if I were the Houston Texans, I would take him as my head coach, but it's interesting. It's an interesting observation. Definitely interesting. Get Norv Turner back as an offensive coordinator. I think I like Norv. I think when he was the OC for Minnesota, he was a lot better of OC than he was as head coach, I'll tell you that. Randall coming in here for the member 9 months. This is my apologies, director and Bo fan. Been absent for a bit. All is well over here. Who's everyone pulling for in the playoffs? I'm AFC West. Let's go, Randall. We are rooting for the Cincinnati Bengals in this one. Smokin Joe Burrow versus the Raiders. Of course, we want to see the Raiders get knocked out, but I'm also a big fan of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, a couple of awesome players on the Cincinnati offense, if I'm being honest. Defense, they got some people. I like Trey Hendrickson. I like Hubbard. But Mixon, Burrow, Chase, those guys are dogs, dude. I like them. They're cool. Resign Storm Norton as starting right tackle. You can keep Storm as like a depth guy, I suppose, as the Raiders field that kick return inside the 2. I almost missed that. I was like, why is he starting at the 2 right now? The Raiders starting their drive at the 2-yard line. By the way, Mason Aaron says, you do great work, director. Need more optimistic fans like you. Watch frequently from North Dakota. Let's go, Bolts.
Need more optimistic fans like you. Watch frequently from North Dakota and love the Bolts. High voltage sign. High voltage sign. High voltage sign.
Let's go, Mason. Thank you so much for the $10 holla as the Raiders get 2 yards and a Josh Jacobs run. Oh, baby, what a mistake by the Raiders offense. And thank you so much, Mason. A big reason why I started this challenge is because in my area, there's not a lot of Chargers fans either. I try to get all of this passion and excitement out somehow. So here's the channel for everybody. And I didn't really know there was going to be this many Chargers fans from outside of LA and California. And it's awesome. I feel like people like me needed a home, and now here we are. So I really appreciate you showing up, Mason. So much fun out here watching the Chargers together with a huge community. It's been an awesome couple of seasons with you guys. Here comes a false start by the Raiders. It's going to push them back half the distance to the goal. We're looking at 2nd and 10 from inside the 2. What a mistake by the Raiders offense, man. By the Raiders special teams. They put themselves in a hole. Jeremy coming in here says, I know he wants to stay in Seattle, but we could somehow get Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner, dude. I mean, we've all been fans of him for a long time, right? Like the Legion of Boom. This guy's been a constant in the league. Holy crap. But I think the Chargers, he would be a bit of an excessive move because the Chargers seem pretty good at middle linebacker, and that's where he would play for the Chargers. But I would be excited. I would definitely be excited. If the Chargers make any sort of huge move this offseason for any position, as far as trades are concerned, my biggest thing is cornerback. And I think there's a couple guys out there that are vulnerable to a trade that the Chargers can go after. Right? If J.C. Jackson's not available, if maybe Carlton Davis isn't available, because those are 2 solid free agent signings, maybe you target a guy like Marshawn Lattimore, right? you might have to toss up a first-round pick, but you got to get a guy in there that's experienced, that's going to work in your system, and that's going to contribute year one, because we can't risk drafting a quarterback or cornerback in the first round hoping he's going to work out, let's say like Patrick Surtain, and then he ends up being a Jeff Okudah. We don't have time to mess with that. I don't think we do. We got to get like a number one guy in there right now. If we can get like a Marshawn Lattimore against the Saints, who are $60 million against the cap right now, I think the Chargers defense needs that. We are desperate need of a corner. And as far as like a defensive tackle, there's going to be better ones on the market than there are going to be cornerbacks. So we can definitely still fix that position via free agency if we don't have a draft pick in the first round. That's just word spitting, right? I haven't fully laid everything out where I'm like, I'm willing to go toss our first round pick. Obviously, we're not going to make any rash decisions. But off the top of my head, if I could, let's say, get Akeem Hicks, keep Linval Joseph in free agency, trade my first round pick for Marshawn Lattimore, that's me thinking now. I need a defense in 2022, not in 2024 when guys are comfortable in the league and they've developed. I need one now. That's kind of where my mindset is. Brendan watching from Australia. Hey, let's go, bro. Thank you so much, Miles Moore. Good to see you. Joe Judge, special teams coach. Could be a thing. Xavier Howard or Denzel Ward. That's another big name, and that's one that I haven't really considered up until a couple of days ago. We saw Xavier Howard come in with a tweet kind of saying goodbye to the Dolphins. It could be goodbye to the season, goodbye to 2021. It can mean a lot of things. It's all speculative. But if he still wants out of Miami, he would be a perfect fit for the Chargers. Young, fast, turnover machine, lockdown, you name it, he's got it. That would be a great trade for the Chargers too. And you know what? The Dolphins organization, these guys are known to do stuff like that, right? The Saints, maybe sometimes, but not as much. More likely would be the Dolphins trying to grab an extra first rounder this season and moving on from a player that probably doesn't want to be there. And I think Xavier Howard and Powder Blue would be an awesome thing to see. Okudah might be good away from the Lions. That's very fair. If the Chargers came out today and they said, hey, we traded a second-round pick for Jeff Okudah, I'd be like, no! But maybe he works better with the Chargers in that scheme, too. Could we get Ramsey, says Hugo? Less than likely. His contract kind of keeps him stuck in with the Rams. But never say never, I guess. 3rd and 4 for the Raiders, stuck inside their own 10. First play of the second quarter. Here comes Carr looking for a target. He's going to get taken down inside the 1. Almost a safety. And that's Hubbard getting in there for another sack. Well, guys, when you get pressure on Derek Carr starts holding on to the ball, tossing it out of bounds, making bad decisions in the passing game. So far, Carr's been on his butt a couple of times, and he's holding on to that ball when he really shouldn't have. That would have been a crazy play if that was a safety. Let's go, Bengals. They're going to have to punt it. They're going to have to punt it from inside their own 1. Nice play. Jeremy coming back with the $5 to trade first round to get Ramsey. He loves Staley and Derwin. If we could get away with trading our first round for Jalen Ramsey, I would not even question it. I would say, no, there's no player in the draft that would offer you more value than Jalen Ramsey. We're going to go get him. But I think Jalen Ramsey would honestly warrant a couple of first rounders and then some, of which I would still be open to. But again, his contract is built in a way that where if the Rams were even to trade him, it's complicated. That's all I'm going to say. It's complicated. But if we can make that happen, honestly, Chargers could go from one of the worst, not worst defense, middle of the pack defense, worst run defense, middle of the pack pass defense to like the best pass defense, couple moves on the defensive line, a pretty good run defense, one of the better overall defenses in the league. I get that. More realistically are going to be your Marshawn Lattimores, your Xavier Howards. I'm trying to think. Carlton Davis, J.C. Jackson. Those are the guys that more realistically could come to the Chargers and really help in that department. And yes, you could look to the draft. You could hit on somebody that produces like a Patrick Surtain, maybe close to it. I just don't know if I'm willing to risk that in the window that we need a strong corner like right now. All right, go out there and get a younger guy, a proven guy, someone that fits the system. You're solid. I know a lot of people want Jordan Davis, and if the Chargers get a guy in free agency, if we get Carlton Davis or J.C. Jackson. J.C. Jackson's a very, very good man cornerback, slot cornerback. If we go out there and get one of those guys and keep our first round pick, best scenario. Best scenario. But if they get re-signed or tagged, or maybe they're too much for the Chargers or whatever, then I'm honestly thinking we should maybe go and get a cornerback via trade. But I digress. Because there's a lot to consider. It's kind of like a puzzle, and that's why I like doing videos like that. It's like a puzzle. Rooting for the Bengals. Let's go, Burrow. Yeah, Eric Black coming back here says the Texans interviewed Joe Lombardi as their head coach. How crazy is that, man? Chargers fans, me too. Especially, I would say weeks 2 through 6. I wasn't happy with Joe Lombardi at all. Not at all happy with Joe Lombardi. I think he was very predictable. I think he dumbed down the playbook a little bit for Justin Herbert. And I think Justin Herbert was ready for that next step, and Joe was not ready to let him take it. After that, though, he really did straighten things out. There wasn't much of us talking down about Joe Lombardi that much. As far as a candidate for head coach, it kind of does blow my mind a little bit. Maybe he's done some stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about. But that's quite the jump. He led the 4th best offense in the league. He did. But how much of that was him and how much of that was Herbert? Kind of a balancing act there. Kind of crazy. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. We're going to start inside the Raiders 46. And here comes the first carry for Joe Mixon on this drive. He's going to pick up about 5 yards. Be 2nd and 5 from the Vegas 40. If he leaves, who do you want for OC? Oh, that's such a tough one. We'll cross that bridge. We'll cross that bridge. Because Brian Flores is out there, but he's more of a defensive guy. You got Brian Schottenheimer. You got a couple of guys out there I would consider. Keep Nasir Adderley and Kaiser. I agree with you there, Joseph. I think Nasir, we don't have to worry about him, rookie contract, but Kaiser needs a contract. It won't be too expensive, but it'll be keeping him around. Jamar Chase on the wide receiver carry. It's going to pick up 6 or 7 yards and the first down for the Bengals. The Texans don't know what they're doing. Maybe not. Somebody was talking about somebody bringing in, what was his name? The ex-Houston Texans coach. Just the guy that completely sank the franchise. I was like, what are you guys doing? Stop recycling these coaches. They're going to go out there and sink another team. What more do you need? Is Joe Judge to special teams coach? I honestly would be all about that. Joe Judge for special teams, sure. Give it a shot. As far as special teams coaching, I'm not going to say I know everybody. I don't. It's not one of those things that I read up on too often. Not the most interesting thing. As Joe Mixon takes a reception for maybe minus a yard there. 2nd down coming up, 2nd and 11. Bill O'Brien, that's who it was. Bill O'Brien there, Dragon Eye. Thank you. Bill O'Brien. Why is anybody giving Bill O'Brien a freaking interview? Stop. That dude's terrible. That dude's awful. Don't do that to yourselves. As far as special teams coach, there goes MVP talent. I'll read more in on it. Basically, the formula as far as a fan, as far as, I guess, an organization, you look for guys who come from successful systems, and you hope that they work out with what you got out there on your roster. 2nd and 11, Joe Burrow. Deep pass to Jamar Chase, and a big reception. That's going to put the Bengals inside the 10 once more. Joe to Chase. The connection that's been strong all season does it again, and the Bengals are within scoring distance. Kareem. Is it Leon? Kareem with the $10 haul says, Director, we need a speedy wide receiver. I'd look at the draft for a highly ranked wide receiver because they've been developing faster through the draft, much faster than a defensive player. Yep. I'd look in free agent for defense. Very good observation. This is what I was talking about earlier with the Chargers possibly foregoing a big move for a wide receiver via free agency or trade. Here comes a 1st and goal for Joe Burrow. Burrow scrambling, looking for some time. He's going to have to fire it out of bounds. Uncatchable. Joe Mixon looking for a flag. He's not going to get it. 2nd and goal coming up. That's what I was talking about as far as looking at systems that are in the postseason right now, like the Green Bay Packers. The Packers do not spend on wide receiver. They allot that money to other positions, more specifically on their defense. I think their defense is a big reason why they're in the postseason at all, right? The Chargers have a good formula going for them right now. You got Keenan Allen who can play outside or slot. You got Jalen Guyton, who's a decent deep ball threat. You got Josh Palmer, who's a good intermediate threat. You got Josh Palmer, who's good at route running and possession. He's got a lot of development still under his belt that he's got to get done, but he's solid. You go out there and get a speed option. I think the Chargers' recipe for a complete wide receiver core looks pretty good because you can groom Josh Palmer into the possession guy like Mike Williams was. He can sometimes be that. He's not going to be as good, not nearly as good, but he'll be something to help Justin Herbert have that consistency, and it maybe help Josh Palmer develop in that area. You get a speed option to help back off the defenses and try and get behind those safeties. I think that better utilizes what Justin Herbert can do. And then you use that money, you go out and get a corner, get a defensive tackle, get an edge, get a linebacker, get a safety, something, depth, a right tackle even. I like where your head's at. Thank you so much, Kareem. Here comes Joe Burrow, trying to avoid the sack. He was sitting there squatting, hoping not to go down. Beautiful effort by Joe, but ultimately it's going to be a sack for the Raiders. Trying to see who we credit as the sack guy. Didn't quite see it. It looks like Crosby came in at the end, but it was number 77 for the Raiders that we credit with the sack. That's Jefferson. And the Bengals are going to take their 3, and they're going to be up 2 scores. Raiders bending but not breaking in the red zone. Bending but not breaking in the red zone. Ivan Alvarado. I'm all about that. I don't know if Anthony Lynn would ever do that, but Alvarado says we need Anthony Lynn as a running backs coach. I would be all about that, man. Put a bookmark on that. I got another thing that might blow your mind here in a second. Let's see what Ethan Diaz has to say. Question for you, Director. Who's your number 1 free agent that we should sign this offseason? Mine's J.C. Jackson. We need a shutdown corner badly. Absolutely. Now, J.C. Jackson doesn't come without his flags a little bit. And it's nitpicking at this point, right? J.C. Jackson leads the league in turnovers since 2018. He's been a shutdown guy in the Bill Belichick system. Now, how similar is the Bill Belichick system to the Staley system? Not terribly similar. But I think J.C. Jackson could fit. J.C. Jackson, where his weaknesses lie, is in zone coverage, a little bit soft zone. Chargers do play a good amount of that. They don't play as much man as we were hoping. Maybe they're going to start shifting to the mentality because that's ultimately what Brandon Staley kind of wants, is that man scheme that we saw from the Rams a little bit last season or 2 seasons ago now. So maybe we do bring in some more man corners and start introducing more into that into our scheme. J.C. Jackson would be one of the best signings we could possibly do if we decide to do that, right? As far as number 1 acquisition this offseason, if I could choose one free agent, I think the biggest impact free agent that we could get is still Davante Adams. Because Davante Adams, J.C. Jackson would be incredible, and he would add so much to the defense. The defense needs help. But Davante Adams is the best wide receiver in the league. One of the best to ever play the position. And you're talking about transforming an offense. That's kind of a move that makes that happen. Have I decided if I want Davante Adams or Mike Williams more? No. I still think there's a good argument to keep Mike Williams around. I do want to see him back with the Chargers next season. But it's kind of hard to deny that Davante Adams and Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen, how does that not become a top 3 scoring offense in the league? It's tough. It is tough to organize these thoughts and tough to organize these priorities because it's just crazy. It's just crazy how much of an impact that kind of signing could be. Kind of crazy. Now, we said that, and thank you so much, Ethan Diaz, member for 14 months. We were talking about a second ago, Anthony Lynn being the running backs coach. There is a possibility, not a possibility, but there's a speculative observation. 2 things for the Chargers' run offense. Anthony Lynn as running backs coach would be awesome. I think that would be good. I think that's one thing that he excels at. Another thing that I've been thinking a little bit about, and this might drive you guys a little bit nuts, because it drove me nuts just thinking about it before, and then I started thinking a little deeper. I was like, maybe. Reuniting with Melvin Gordon on a stupid cheap contract. I don't know. Here comes a return by the Raiders. It's going to come all the way back to the 40-yard line. And the Raiders are going to start with good field position, nice special teams play by them. I know a lot of people are going to just completely reject the idea of Melvin Gordon, because I did at first. But part of my job is to bring up these kinds of questions. And I looked at the analytics and I looked at the statistics of Austin Eckler while we had Melvin Gordon, and they were better. It felt like Austin Eckler was the featured back at times. It just made sense. I don't know how to tell you guys. I'll try to organize these thoughts a little bit better. Here comes the first carry by Josh Jacobs. Going to pick up a first down about 13 yards.
Director, I've been looking some potential candidates for myself. Jesse Bates FS and Harold Landry Pound could be potential. What is your thoughts? They can be scheme fit for the team.
Oh, yeah, Harold Landry. You're talking about that beast from Tennessee, right? Oh, that would be a really good signing for the Chargers. More of an edge for the Chargers. Yeah, he would be an awesome sign. He's probably low-key one of the best signings you could have as far as an edge player this offseason. Jesse Bates would be great, too. Although, I don't know if free safety is as big of a need as other positions for the Chargers. But I could see it happening. I could definitely see it happening. But Harold Landry, I'd be all about that. Here comes another carry by Josh Jacobs. Jacobs breaking a tackle, breaking another. Von Bell missing the tackle. In chase now. And it's going to be down inside the 15. The Raiders break off a big one off the back of Josh Jacobs. It is 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line. Big play by the Raiders offense. Be okay with the money, makes sense. You guys talking about Melvin Gordon? Yeah. So to finish what you're saying there, Austin, I'm a soft yes on Jesse Bates because he is better than Nasir Adderley. I'm going to have to be honest there. But Nasir has gotten really, really good over the last couple of seasons. Harold Landry is a solid yes. If we can get him, I would be totally, totally down. First carry by Josh Jacobs, picks up 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up. Raiders in scoring position. Bring Tony Romo as an offensive coordinator. I wish I was anywhere close in football IQ to Tony Romo. That's the one biggest thing I enjoy watching about his commentaries. Like, holy crap, mine is not even close. Not even to some YouTubers out here. Like, those guilty as charged guys, those are analytical. Like, those guys got everything. Those guys are eggheads, dude. And I try to surround myself with eggheads. I'm more of the entertainer, I guess. But like Tony Romo, it's like he can see the future. He knows football so good. 2nd and 8. Derek Carr trying to thread the needle to Foster Moreau. It's not going to happen. 3rd and 8 coming up. Close play. Close play. Anyway, to put a lid on it, after looking at the stats and the effect that Melvin Gordon had and the role that Melvin Gordon had with the Chargers when he was here, I honestly would be open to a reunion. I hate that he went to the Broncos. I was ready to spit on the man's grave, whatever, but it just makes sense. So I'd be open to it. Now, does that mean it's only going to be Melvin Gordon? No. It proves that we need another back in here. It proves that we need somebody in those short yard situations. But if Melvin's there and he's really cheap, it's just an option. It's just an option. Pass dropped by Deshaun Jackson. Oh, that's a heartbreaker, man. That could have been a touchdown. Derek Carr. It's a 4th and 8 now, and the Raiders are going to have to take 3. X gonna look at Gordon like, I'm the captain now. I am the captain. Yeah, that's how it would go. No matter what the Chargers do as far as running back, Austin Eckler is our featured back. Austin Eckler is our running back 1. But you can add to his game and his effectiveness by bringing in a solid running back 2. You can add to that. You really can. As good as Austin Eckler is, if you had Austin on 4th and 1, we're going for it. Game's on the line. If you had Austin Eckler, like we saw last week, right? It was 2 back-to-back handoffs to Austin Eckler, but we were inside our own 20, so I don't agree with that at all. But Austin Eckler or even a Kellen Balaj just has, like, he was, 6'2", like 220-something pounds. The dude falls forward, and he picks up a yard. It just complements Austin Eckler. It keeps the momentum high no matter who's on the field. Kind of reminds me of, honestly, the Broncos. The Broncos had a solid run game because they had Melvin Gordon, featured back, and then they also had Javonte Williams. So while they were rotating in and out, there was always a really good running back on the field. That's what I want for the Chargers. You know, Justin Jackson, he's really good, and I would be comfortable with him next season if I knew that he wasn't going to get injured. His history is not favorable to him in that department. But that's my thoughts, right? That's my thoughts on the running back situation. Bring in a big boy to help out Austin Eckler. Keep Austin Eckler as the featured back. And that's why I thought Melvin Gordon might make sense, because he's not going to be expensive at all. He's going to be stupid cheap. We get a guy like him, complement with Austin Eckler. I think we're going to see that version of Eckler that was so good when we had Melvin Gordon. But at the same time, Eckler's been fine on his own. I just want to help the guy out. I want to help out Austin Eckler. He needs some help out there. Right? He's been amazing. He's like Joey Bosa. He's amazing on his own, but you get him a little bit of help, his game elevates as well. How do you feel about the special teams coach being fired since Austin Myers? Yeah, I kind of went over that. I think it's good. We saw something that just was not working, and instead of being like, let's give it another try, blah, blah, blah. No, the Chargers just trying to trim the fat a little bit and improve immediately. And I think that's a good sign if you're a Chargers fan. If we were playing the Bills, we'd be playing in freezing temperatures. Yeah, but I wouldn't. I think Justin Herbert could handle it. I think he's good. I think you look at his past games playing in the cold. He's been pretty good. In Kansas City, right? Versus New England, I think he's been okay. Why not upgrade our quarterbacks coach to OC? He's been who best calls the plays than the man who knows Herbert the best. Oh, crap, what's his name? He's the guy from San Francisco. I wouldn't mind it if Pep Hamilton was still here. If I'm being honest. Because this other guy, I forget his name. He's good, and he's kept Justin Herbert moving. But Pep Hamilton, man, I was really upset we let him go. I was. A running back that can block too. Yes, Matt Olmstead. Huge point. We bring in a running back that can block, that can fall forward. And you know what? That happens a lot. Big running backs sometimes are a little bit better at those chip blocks, right? I don't know. It just makes sense. We need a guy in there. Paul Sturkowitz, Rashad Penny would be a great option. Alex Collins, those backups from Seattle, those guys would be great. Those guys would be fantastic. I just think the Chargers need an inexpensive signing at running back to complement Melvin, or to complement Austin Eckler and help in the run or the pass blocking just a little bit. Director, you're John Madden for commentary. Randall, dude, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate the compliment. Yeah, nobody's going to ever outdo the John Madden, right? You could say that ironically, too. Some people thought he was funny. But I appreciate the compliment, man. I do. Thank you. We have a lot of fun with it. I just, honestly, I get carried away. I start talking, word spitting. And you guys are awesome. You guys are an awesome audience. Thank you so much. Thank you for the $5 holla. Texans also interviewed Hines Ward today for head. Are you serious? Hines Ward? Are you joking? That'd be crazy. That'd be awesome. I'm all about that. Get in there, Ward. Fix that organization. That'd be crazy. Shane Day. Thank you, Ben Haskins. It was driving me crazy. I was like, I know this guy. Shane Day. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe. I wouldn't mind trying it out. Here comes the first pass for Joe Burrow on this drive. 1st and 10, turned into 2nd and 5. Cornerback free agent. How about the Rams, Darius Williams? Darius Williams will be really, really solid, too. He's familiar with Brandon Staley. Comes from the same scheme. I would be all about that. But at the same time, the Chargers need, I would say, a little bit of size and speed, right? No, I think you can't spin that in a way where it's not a good signing. I think it would be a good signing, definitely. 2nd and 5, Joe Mixon picks up 4. It's going to be a 3rd and 1. Michael Hodges with the $5. Shane Days did such a good job with Herbert. I wouldn't be opposed to him being OC. I feel he's confident. I do as well. I think Shane Day, let's see, his history. San Francisco 49ers back in the day. You're talking about Colin Kaepernick, Garoppolo, maybe a little bit of Alex Smith. Was he there back then? I don't know. We'll have to take a look and see what his history is. He's been really good at helping Justin Herbert develop. Got to see what his tendencies are on offense, but honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I would have loved to see Pep Hamilton be our OC last year. Joe Lombardi turned out to be pretty solid. Got to look into it, but at first glance, I think I don't hate it. 3rd and 1, it's gonna be a pass to Tyler Boyd, and it's a 1st down. Bengals. They're going to be down at the Cincinnati 32-yard line, moving the ball up 13-6. 1-score lead for the Bengals. They are looking to extend that. The Kid coming in here at $2 Hus says, we cut Bulaga. We have about $90 million in cap. So right now, the Chargers, I think, we're projected at $72 million as of today. Brian Bulaga would free up $11 million. So that put us around $83 million in cap space this next season. Now, there are probably going to be a couple more cuts. I'm not going to lie. So it could get up to around $87, $88 million, so close to $90 million. But then you got to talk about re-signings. Kaiser White, Derwin James, a couple other guys that definitely deserve an extension with the Chargers. I would honestly extend Andre Roberts, Dustin Hopkins. Odea Bushi, I would bring back. Donald Parham, I would bring back. There's a flurry of guys out there. And Mike Williams, of course, is in the conversation. I think after re-signings and cuts, we would probably be somewhere between $40 and $50 million. But still a crap ton of money, dudes. Oh, it's going to be a fun offseason. It's going to be a fun offseason. 2nd and 11. Joe Burrow. He hits beautifully. It's Uzama in the middle of the field. And that's a first down Bengals in Raiders territory at the Raiders 40-yard line. Beautiful pass by Joe Burrow. Beautiful pass. Uzama looked like a skinny post. Yeah, baby. Number 5 just never got his head around. That's Diablo, who's had a solid rookie season. And Uzama in there with the tough mitts. Takes a big hit, brings it down to the ground. That's a huge first down Bengals. And they're in Raiders territory. Snoop Dogg is OC. I'll take it. He's out there coaching a Little League team. Oh, Chase almost picks up a big touchdown right there. It's going to be drop 2nd and 10 coming up. Pee-wee team right now. He's out there coaching a Pee-wee team. Tailored after the Chargers. Same uniforms, same name. Snoop loves some Chargers. That would be funny. And Snoop, honestly, on the low key, knows football. He knows football. Probably better than most of us. Dude's crazy. Doug Peterson for OC. He doesn't get hired by another team. Yeah, Doug Peterson would be cool. Offensive coordinator. I could see that. The man that brought you the Philly special. I'll be down. Burrow's getting hot. Yeah, he's starting to form a little bit of momentum here. 4:20. Nice. Left in the second quarter. 2nd and 10 coming up for Smokin Joe Burrow. It's going to be a handoff to number 25. And he takes it down for 9 yards. Is that Chris Evans, number 25? Yeah, Chris Evans, number 25. Takes it down for 9 yards. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Bengals. In field goal range now. They can go up 2 scores, but I want to see a touchdown by the Bengals. Flores as our defensive coordinator. Staley needs to focus more on being head coach and make better decisions. The one thing I worry about Flores a little bit is that there's rumor that part of the reason that he got shockingly let go was because of the way he treated his players. And I don't know if that fits the culture that was built here in Los Angeles, but a little more on that in a second. It's going to be a drop pass by Tyler Boyd. 4th and 1 coming up. Do the Bengals go for it? Go for it, Bengals. Go up a touchdown. They probably should take the field goal. I don't know. It looks like they are going for it. Joe Burrow says, hey, everybody calm down. We're going for it. We're going for it here on 4th and 1. They're not even thinking about it. Going up 2 scores, which makes more sense to me. But, man, they got some momentum. Let's go. Let's do it, baby. Joe Burrow in the offense. Comes right back out there. Number 9 taking the field. Getting ready to take the snap. Raiders trying to scramble. Back to the line of scrimmage. Oh, I might see an offsides by the Raiders. They're pinching the line. Looks like a toss to the left side. Beautiful play, and that's to Jamar Chase. And Chase picks up a ton of yardage and a first down inside the 20-yard line is Jamar Chase in the Bengals offense. Nice play, man. The Raiders sold for the middle. They pinched that middle. They sold for the middle. And it ends up going to the right side, I should say, to Jamar Chase. Nice play by the Bengals. Nice play. Chris Evans didn't know Captain America plays football. Hey, Cap out there, dude. I saw that when we were watching the Bengals a couple weeks ago. They call him Captain America, too. It's so tight, dude. I love it. Austin Myers back here at the $5. If we don't resign Mike Williams, can be trade for Brandon Cooks, potentially less cap space taken. Yes, that would be a possibility. In just 1 second, here comes Joe Burrow firing it off to Joe Mixon underneath. Picks up about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. Brandon Cooks. Now, the thing that you're doing if you get rid of Mike Williams and you get a Brandon Cooks is that you're trading a possession receiver for a speed option, right? Brandon Cooks is more than just a go route runner, right? He's got some moves as far as a route running and stuff like that too. He's a very solid all-around, one of the better wide receivers in the league that has some speed. What you do is that you change up the scheme a little bit. Now you're looking at, instead of challenging corners and DBs in 50-50 situations, you're trying to get behind them. And I think when you've got Justin Herbert on your roster, that ain't going to be too difficult if you got a guy who can actually make that play. If you got a guy that actually possesses the speed to get behind those DBs. We might see a lot more H-bombs. That's kind of where I'm at. Maybe you play Austin or Keenan Allen in the slot a little bit more so you can have Josh Palmer and Brandon Cooks on the outside, but some possibilities there. I honestly, between Brandon Cooks and Mike Williams, I would keep Mike Williams because this system has been working for Justin Herbert. But if that scenario that you pointed out does happen, there would be some room for excitement because of what Brandon Cooks brings to the offense. That's a little bit different than what we've seen before, right? A little more possibility there. Thank you for the $5 hauler there, Austin. Great observation. Great question. Yeah, Brandon Cooks would get 1,600 yards with Herbert. I don't think there's any denying that, man. You get a fast wide receiver. If the Chargers, for instance, had Tyreek Hill. I know. Put your bias aside for just a second. If we had Tyreek Hill. I mean, we've seen the potential of a Tyreek Hill with a monster quarterback like, Patrick Mahomes. I think Herbert's got a better deep ball than Patrick Mahomes. You start thinking about what you could do with that kind of tool. Gets you excited a little bit. Flores reportedly had a huge fight with Tua, which is probably why he was fired. Ethan, that's sad, honestly. It's tough to ask a guy like Tua Tagovailoa to go out there and lead this team when there are constant heckling from your head coach. Like, oh, man, he was all about bringing Deshaun Watson, which honestly, yeah, would have been a great move for the franchise. But when you're in that situation, you see potential in Tua. That's why you drafted him. You got to stand by your choices. And that's why Flores to Los Angeles could make sense, but he would have to really prove to me that character issue is not going to be an issue with us. Richie Lewis is Devontae Adams. Yeah, definitely. If we pick up anybody, it's got to be Devontae. There's such a balancing act with every decision that you make in the offseason. Let's say we let go of Mike Williams. Sad boy hours. Honestly, I would be really bummed. I would be really bummed if we let go of Mike Williams. I would be. If we turn around and get Devontae Adams, I can't lie and say I wouldn't be excited. I would be over the moon. I would be like, holy cow, this offense just leveled up from the 4 overall to like the 1 overall offense. Like that combo is stupid unfair. Keenan, Herbert, William, or Devontae Adams. Like, wow. But there's a risk. Devontae Adams gets hurt a lot. Here comes the run by Mixon. Mixon picks up a yard. 3rd and 4 coming up. Adams gets hurt a lot. And he's going to cost a lot of money. Like $22 million a year. There's risk and reward. The reason why you go after Devontae Adams, though, is because it's Devontae Adams with Keenan and Justin Herbert, dude. As long as he stays on the field, there is no defense. Probably in the last decade, there's no defense that would be able to stop them. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and long. Yeah, they would convert that, but you would never even see that because they would have gotten the first down and 1st and 2nd down anyway. Like, these guys together would be insane. But you also have to acknowledge the possibility of him getting hurt and the Chargers pissing away $20 million next season. You got to also consider the possibility of him maybe not meshing with our system as well as Mike Williams did. There's pros and cons. But with Devontae Adams, the pros are just so huge that you have to consider it. You have to consider it hard. Oh, my goodness. That got me I don't know. This is why I run this channel. Because I get so passionate about these ideas and making sure that I have the full picture before declaring my official opinion, which I do not have an official stance on the Mike Williams situation. Because, again, the potential of Davante Adams is so big, you can't toss that away. But Mike Williams has been just such a big part of this Chargers organization and this Chargers offense, and Justin Herbert, you can't cast that out either. It's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. 3rd and 4 for the Bengals when we come back from commercial. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, we're back. Now, that's a good point I just saw in the comments by Grim7. Grim7 has some grim news. Long as Rodgers is a Packer, Davante Adams ain't going nowhere. That is the risk, right? If we don't extend Mike Williams close to the free agent deadline, we're opening up the door for Mike Williams to get more money, want more money, and that's fine, man. He's worked his butt off. Aaron Rodgers has a history of blowing a lot of smoke that he's going to leave and then doesn't. If he does that again this season and the Chargers go all in and trying to get Davante Adams, we might be left with our thumbs up our butt without Mike Williams or Davante Adams. And the Bengals! I didn't think he was going to get that pass off. 3rd and 4. Joe Burrow scrambling on a fantastic effort, tosses it to Tyler Boyd in the end zone, touchdown, but they're reviewing it right now, seeing if he got his feet in, seeing if he had control. It looks like he had control. Waiting to see the verdict here. It is a touchdown. Hey, that is a touchdown, Bengals. Honorary touchdown animation for the Bengals today, and the Bengals are up 20-6 on the Vegas Raiders. Nice day, nice day, nice day. Oh, baby. Good game by Joe Burrow's first postseason appearance, man. I'm telling you, dude. I don't care if people get pissed off at me, man. That rivalry is done. It's gone, man. It's in the past. Justin Herbert is the quarterback of that class, period. The best player in that class, in my opinion. Outside of that, though, outside of that realm and outside of that conversation, though, man, if I had to choose another quarterback, right, in the league as my second favorite, it's Smokin Joe, dude. The dude's, that's a cool cat, man. He makes some plays. I like that Joe Burrow, man. When we're not playing the Bengals, I like seeing Joe Burrow play football. Nice score for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. This year's free agency class doesn't impress me. Lots of age superstars who are too risky and could bite us like Bulaga. Alexander, such a good point too, man. Like this, I mean, these are a lot of notes that I've already got in my itinerary as far as videos that I want to pump out. I do have that as a note. Free agency this season. There's a couple of really big names, huge names. Davante Adams, of course, Carlton Davis, J.C. Jackson, Von Miller. That's why I think a trade could be very possible this season. But then there are some guys, maybe age superstars, that make sense for the Chargers timeline. The Chargers don't want... I guess it would make a lot of sense, yes, for them to sign somebody younger like a Carlton Davis for the long term. That's great. That's a great signing. But at the same time, you got Justin Herbert's contract coming up in 3 years. That's going to be expensive, right? You sign a guy who is well above average, maybe in the twilight years of his career. Let's say like a Von Miller, right? You sign a Von Miller, who's aged. He's not the same Von Miller in the past, but he is sure as heck a good football player. You only sign him to a 2-year contract. That's a more realistic thing for him. That's a more realistic thing to get away with an aged veteran like that that's still playing at a high level. That would make sense. Then he's off the books by the time we got to get ourselves a Justin Herbert extension, and hopefully by that time, we've collected enough players in the draft to replace him. There's a lot of different angles, That's a great point to bring up, Alexander. I like that a lot. Austin Myers come back, says, I forgot to mention, Director, I got Joey Bosa powder blue jersey coming and couldn't get powder blue for Herbert, but it'll be in the Navy for my size. Hey, dude, Navy is like my second favorite jersey, too. I got my own custom jersey with the Director on the back. in Navy because it's my favorite alternate jersey by far. But Joey Bosa in powder blue, man, that slaps. Good decision, dude. Good decision. I love it. I love it. Let's go, baby. 1st and 10 for the Raiders trying to answer. He's going to hit underneath. That's number 89, Darren Waller, and he's going to drop it. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Raiders. Man, Derek Carr struggling to get any sort of momentum. Chargers fans, pay attention to this game. Hubbard and Hendrickson have been all over this man since the first quarter. Chargers get a pass rush. Chargers pick up a Von Miller this offseason, a Hasten Reddick, a Chandler Jones. If we see Derek Carr running for his life the way we have in this game, this is exactly the kind of result we're going to see. Here comes a pass by Derek Carr, picked up by Hunter Renfrow. It's going to be a 3rd and 3. That's why you need a good pass rush. Keep with Uchenna Nwosu, who's a great depth and rotation guy, right? But go out there and get a dog. Get a dog to get after a Derek Carr, a Patrick Mahomes. You're in the AFC West where pressure matters. Pressure is gold. Pressure, sacks, QB hits, these are things that are going to win you the West. You got to go out there and get a very top next level guy at edge opposite Joey Bosa. Let's go. Mia's our right tackle. Hey, I'm a big dude, but not that big. 3rd and 3. It's going to be a 1st down. Darren Waller does pick up this reception, and the Raiders on the move with 55 seconds left, 3 timeouts. Bengals need a bend but not break mentality here. Do not give up a touchdown. Field goal, you're still looking pretty good. I hope they get cool alternate helmets like Oregon has. Oh, Mouse Scott. This is going to make it tough, dude. I got to keep on the live streams during the offseason because you guys bring up so many good talking points. It just gets my brain firing up. The alternate helmets thing. The NFL approved alternate helmets last offseason for 2 years ago for this year. So this is the first year in 2022 that we're going to see alternate helmets. It's fired off by Derek Carr and dropped by Zay Jones. 2nd and 10 coming up. So alternate helmets could be coming in 2022, more than likely for the Chargers. And we've seen a lot of renditions, right? The biggest one that gets me excited is an updated version of the LT 2006 navy blue helmet with the yellow outlines. You imagine that helmet matched up with the navy jersey and the contrasted outline of the bolts? That would slap your mom so hard. That would be such an iconic, instant classic combo of helmet and jersey. That would be so freaking tight, dude. I would be all about that. Oh, it would be sick. It would be sick. Yeah, that would rock, dude. That would rock. Derek Carr trying to hit the outside. He's going to miss him. And you're looking at 3rd and 10 for the Raiders. Yeah, that would slap, dude. Will you stream the draft? Yeah, I'll be here for the draft. I'll be here for the draft. I might be here this year for part of the Combine. I'm usually not because I like to really pay attention, take some notes. But maybe I'll be here this year for the Combine. Any big NFL event that any way involves the Chargers, I will be live for. 3rd and 10. Derek Carr trying to take off for the 1st down. There is a little bit of space right there. He's going to pick up the 1st down and a little bit more. But I do see a flag. And I think there was holding on the line. Back at the line of scrimmage. They may be calling that back. It was against the Bengals. It was against the Bengals. That's going to give him a little bit of extra yards. Yikes. That was a bad. Yeah. Hold on. That's a bad flag for the Bengals. Dang it. Tough. And here come the Raiders. About 30 seconds left. 3 timeouts. Bengals, you got to bend, not break. Allow field goal, and that's it. Should we go after Teron Armstead? We could. Teron Armstead, a starting caliber left tackle, is going to be stupid expensive. And then you got to risk moving him to the right side. He does have a little bit of injury history. So we could. That is such a tough one, though, man. That is a tough one. I'll come back to it. Here comes Derek Carr. Slings it underneath. That's Patrick Richard. And he's going to gain about 5. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Raiders. They're going to call it 1st time out. That would be tough. Because on one hand, you got yourself an instant starter on the right side. Would he hold up in the same way? I don't know. But your other options, you're really looking at Morgan Moses, Jermaine Ifedi. The only thing that I like about those guys is that they would be playing, whereas Brian Bulaga was burning $10 million a year not doing anything. He's on a 3-year, $30 million contract, and he's played maybe 4 games. I trust Jermaine Ifedi more than Brian Bulaga. Even though Bulaga is probably a better player, Ifedi would be available. Morgan Moses would be available. So that's kind of where I'm at. Josh Herbert. Yes. Aaron Rodgers is still number 1. Mahomes is number 6. I think the last PFF ranking I saw was Tom Brady 1, Aaron Rodgers 2, Justin Herbert 3, and then I didn't see the list after 3. I got too hung up on Justin Herbert. Yeah, I know what you're doing. Crazy. Yeah, 10 mil a game, ridiculous. Yeah, Ifedi isn't bad. I like Ifedi. I like Ifedi a lot. He was one of the guys I was hoping to pick up last year. I was like, dude, I don't trust Brian Bulaga. We got to get another guy over there. And you know what? The Chargers didn't do squat. You know what happened? Brian Bulaga went down again. And Ifedi was one of those guys where I was like, dude, we got to bring him in. We got to bring him in. And the reason I stopped, pounding the table for Ifedi is because we got Matt Filer. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Chargers are looking ahead, right? Matt Filer played right tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers last season. He's going to be playing left guard for us. But you know what? If something happens to Bulaga, we got Filer who could, bounce to the outside and play right tackle. You know what happened when Brian Bulaga went down? Nothing. I was like, why? You know how much value a guy brings to a team where he can play multiple positions, especially when it's as valuable as right tackle? Why did we never do that? We saw so much productivity from Brendan Hymas in the offseason, our rookie guard. He could have easily held the fort down next to Rashawn Slater, in between Rashawn Slater and Corey Linsley. Are you kidding me? That's one of the easier jobs in the NFL, if you're asking me. Those guard positions, especially on the left side. You bump Filer out to the outside, I think you're solid all over again. We just never saw that happen. I don't know why. I don't know why we didn't try that. It really does boggle my brain. Like, why didn't we do that? Time to let go of Ty Long. Yeah, I think we're at that point. They're replaying the Joe Burrow touchdown. Man, what a beautiful, beautiful touchdown. I thought he had stepped out of bounds. He had a foot out of bounds, but it never touched the ground. What a play by Smokin Joe, dude. Heck of a quarterback. Brian Bulaga is the Madden Team of the Year candidate, so what are we all belly aching about? Why? You know how much I laughed when I saw the Team of the Year candidate thing? I'm going to put the link in the description here in a second. Brian Bulaga made Team of the Year for Madden. If that doesn't show how disconnected EA is to football, I don't know what is. That's ridiculous. I mean, I'll take it. I'm going to get me a Chargers right tackle for my theme team. Awesome. But there's no way in heaven and earth that Brian Bulaga should be up for any sort of Team of the Year nomination. Absolutely not. Ifedi and Hicks are definitely targets. Ooh, I got something. I got something for you, Lorenzo. In just a second, I got something for you. I got a hypothetical I want to go over after this drive. We got 30 seconds left in the first half, so we're going to get through this quick. But please remind me if I forget. Like that, I got something for you. I got something for you. Hey, man, we got like 300 people that showed up for a non-Chargers game. That's an accomplishment right there, man. You guys are the diehards. 3rd and 6. I think I saw it delay a game, and it's going to get batted down to the line of scrimmage anyway. What, is this going to be a 4th and 6 now? Oh, they're saying they got a timeout before the snap. Boo, 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 boo. All right, man. Who brought up the thing there of Akeem Hicks and Ifedi? Because I got a scenario, dude. I got a scenario. I tried it out. I know it's Madden, okay. It's nowhere close to realistic, but it can help project, organize, and illustrate ideas. I'm gonna go over in just like, because I did this on Madden like 3 days ago, and I think we went 13-4 in that season, because I like to sim the seasons, just kind of see how the team does without me interfering too much. Went 13-4 with a couple of moves, and I'll tell you guys here in just a second. We're probably gonna do a video on this later too. Love links to streams while I play Madden and franchise. Hey, that's awesome, man. Thank you. I do the same thing. I listen to Bengal a lot. Speak of the devil. I listen to Gut Fox, these kinds of guys out here. Boss Mac says, here to see the Raiders lose both up. Hey, let's go, Boss Mac. $20 holla. That's my boy. Appreciate you showing up here, Boss Mac. On a non-Chargers game, still showing some mad love. And yes, we're all here to witness the Raiders try in the postseason. There's Waller with the first down, by the way. 23 seconds left. 1 timeout for the Raiders. The Raiders have not won a playoff game in 19 years. They haven't won a playoff game since I was 10 years old. Oh my God. And now I'm like a grown man. I got a 5-year-old son. That's tough, dude. That's tough for Raiders
Here to
fans.
see the
Oof.
Raiders lose bolt up. High voltage sign.
And the Bengals, on the other hand, have not won a playoff game, I think I was hearing, in 31 years. I wasn't even a tickle in my daddy's nuts. Good for the Bengals, man. Come on, let's go Bengals. 1st and 10. Here comes Derek Carr, tosses it into the dirt. Jeez, dude. 31 years. Oh, my God. I can't even imagine. How are there still Bengals fans? Jeez. That is ridiculous. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Raiders. 19 seconds left in the first half. 12 and 4 with Link Crazy. And you're telling me, yeah, Zay, I feel you. I feel you. Curse of Bo Jackson. Here comes the red zone play to the Raiders. Zay Jones with the Raiders touchdown. Oh, Bengals. You bent and then you broke. The Raiders to close the gap, 13-20. Score game again. Bengals, you could not do that. You could not do that. Nice play by Derek Carr and Zay Jones. You got to admit it. Taking a look at the replay. Zay Jones, let's see. It looks, it was just a very well-timed post and a very well-timed pass by Derek Carr. Good play by Zay Jones. There's your touchdown, Raiders. All right, Bengals. Who receives it? Second half. I think the Bengals get ball at half. Bengals get ball at half. So I think they'll be cool. I think they'll be fine. Smokin Joe's got everything under control. You don't worry about that. All right, what were we talking about? All right, we're getting close to half here. Who brought up the Ifedi and the Akeem Hicks to the Chargers notion? Who was that? Because bravo to you, I got another scenario. Playing Madden Ultimate Team, or Madden Franchise the other day. Wanted to try something out, right? I wanted to go grab players familiar with the Brandon Staley, Vic Fangio scheme. I wanted to build those positions that were a weakness for the Chargers this year and really put everything on the line. Cap, draft picks, stuff like that. I even traded Jerry Tillery and I think Kenneth Murray in one of these trades to make it happen, right? I did something crazy. I did a couple of things that were crazy. I went out. Oh, man. And I picked up Jermaine Ifedi off of free agency. He was a free agent. I also got Akeem Hicks from free agency. All right. I got 2 solid bears in the trenches for offense and defense. But then I was like, man, we got to get one guy in here. We got to get a dog in here. We got to get a dog. And what I did is I went out there and I threw down, I think, a 1st-round pick, Kenneth Murray, and I think a 3rd next year. And we got Khalil Mack on that team. And I put him opposite Joey Bosa. Okay, Khalil Mack, like 30 years old. A 1st-round pick, and I think another day 2 pick, and a solid player is more than enough to go out there and get Khalil Mack. Okay, so I think that was a fair offer, fair trade. I got Khalil Mack in that trade. I think in free agency, I picked up Carlton Davis. Okay, I made a flurry of other moves. I picked up another defensive tackle. I think it was Jaron Reed. A couple of guys. And holy crap, that team went 13-4. That team went 13-4. And it was on the back of 18 sacks from Khalil Mack and 16 sacks from Joey Bosa. Would that happen in real life? I don't think so. But holy cow, the heat coming off that Chargers pass rush. You couldn't put it out with a fire engine. That would be absolutely insane. I threw down my 1st-round pick. I didn't like doing that. I don't like doing that. I don't like trading my 1st-round picks, even in Madden. But that heat, dude. Oh, and I had a couple options, right? I knew Von Miller. You know, he was a free agent in that year. And I was like, I could save the 1st-round pick, this and that. But I was like, no. No, Von Miller is great. I don't think he's been playing at the same level as Khalil Mack. They both know the Fangio system. Von Miller fresher off of it. That's what I did. Yeah, Khalil Mack and Bosa. Could you imagine? That's the kind of move. It doesn't have to be Khalil Mack. I don't know how much it would cost, but as far as draft capital and compensation. But that's the kind of move I want. I want a big dog opposite Joey Bosa. Because you know what a good pass rush does? It masks the other maybe weaknesses you got on a defense. You got a good pass rush, those quarterbacks can be tossing it left and right, trying to get away from those guys. And then even like a Michael Davis could get in position for a pick. Even a Drew Tranquil could get in there for a turnover. a Nasir Adderley, those floaters, because you're trying to get away from pressure. Great bad decision-making by your quarterback. I love to see that. I want to get another guy in there to help free Joey Bosa, because you're doing two things. You're accomplishing two things with an act like that. You're picking up a solid pass rusher, one of the elite pass rushers in the league, to go out there and make some plays, generate some pressure, make things happen. But you're also freeing up the guy on the opposite side of the line that you got $100 million on your books for, who can finally play to his full potential. That, no-brainer to me, right? Until Joey Bosa gets some help, he's not going to live up to that $100 million. He can try, and he does a great job. One of the most underrated pass rushers in the league still, in my opinion. We're so much better with him than we are without him. But in investing in a guy opposite of him, you're also investing in him directly. You're investing in the defense directly. All other positions, right? That pass rush is liquid gold. It's pure gold to this defense because it affects every other level of the defense as well. I don't know. I get excited about that thought. Go out there and get a dog. That's where I'm at. Danny Fan, $5 holla says Kansas City and Las Vegas representing the AFC West. Yeah. Next season, though, man, I guarantee you them Chargers are going to be in there. Now, here's the thing. You go out there, you get Von Miller, a free agency. That's great. I don't think after trading for him, I don't think the Rams are going to get rid of him. The Bears, however, the Bears are a few years away from being a playoff team, in my opinion. I have a lot of faith in Justin Fields. I just think he needs time. He needs weapons. Allen Robinson, he fell off a cliff. What happened? He got a running back. That's cool. They need a little help on offensive line. They need a tight end. That offense needs some help. They need to rebuild a little bit. That defense is solid. And I would say Khalil Mack is a pretty big part of that. But I think they would get by, right? If I'm the Bears and I'm looking, I got a guy on my roster, 30 years old, right? He's still playing on a high level. But if I can get a first-round pick for that dude, and I can help build this team for the eventual Justin Fields top half quarterback, top 15 quarterback. If I can build an offense for him while he's developing, I think I'm going to do that, right? And that's why I think it is possible to go get Khalil Mack. And I think Khalil's only got a couple more years on his contract too. So these are the moves that win Super Bowls. You remember what the freaking Bengals did, or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did? They went out there and they signed everybody, including Tom Brady. They said, hey, we're going to get Tom, we're going to get Gronk, we're going to get Fournette, we're going to get all these guys. We're going to bring back Chris Godwin. We're going to bring back Shaquille Barrett. We're going to get all these dogs in at the same time because we got a window. We got a window. You know what they did? They went and won a Super Bowl with an age 57 quarterback, Tom Brady. Wow. These big, ballsy moves win Super Bowls. And you know what? Tom Telesco, not really known for that. He likes to play it safe. He sees two guys, normally, right? For instance, what's a good example of that? I think one year we saw Travis Benjamin. And then in that same year, we saw another speedy wide receiver who was really, really good. I forget his name. Anyway, one guy was pretty expensive. The other guy wasn't. I think back then it was like $14 million was a really expensive wide receiver. And then we ended up getting Travis Benjamin for around 7 or 8. He went with the safe option, right? Because, what happens? What happens this and that if this guy gets hurt or whatever? He likes to take the safe option, the cheaper option. That's not going to do it for me this year. This year, since we got $80 million, we got Justin Herbert's rookie contract that's carrying us, with the cap space and all that. I want the big dogs. I want the big difference makers. Doesn't have to be a receiver. I'm talking the big dogs in the trenches. I want the cornerbacks. I want the big players on defense, the edge rushers. I want them big guys, right? Because in the end, what ends up happening with the Tom Telesco picks, I talked about Donald Butler the other day too. That was a bad contract. What ends up happening when you go with the safe picks more often than not? Brian Bulaga is a great example. We got Brian Bulaga, safer pick, $30 million, 3 years. That's not too bad. But you know what happened? All that money was pissed down the drain because he was never on the field. He looked like a good pick as long as he stays healthy, right? Or we could have gone out there and gotten another guy. Again, I forget their names. It's been so long. We could have gotten like the best guy. What ended up happening is that the Chargers pissed away $10 million a season on Brian Bulaga. Meanwhile, the other guy's out there getting paid more, but he's actually on the field. It's kind of like that contrast of thinking a little bit. And that's why it's such a balancing act with Devontae Adams, too. Either way. I would rather go after the big dog, stays on the field, makes an impact, than the guy that comes out and spends half or 3/4 of that cap and doesn't produce nearly as much. I think we're finally in that stage. Stevie Johnson, there you go. Stevie Johnson, there's the next Charger. And Bill. I lose my train of thought. Either way, go big. Go big this season, man. You got a position of need like last season. Last season, Brandon Staley coming into this organization. Big moves. Big moves win Super Bowls. Risky moves win Super Bowls. Right? The big guys. We went out there and we got the best center in football, Corey Linsley. Brandon Staley came in here. He saw our offensive line. He says, no, sir, we're going to fix this right now. I know he wanted to get defense. Everybody in the world knew he wanted defense. He wanted to go out there and get himself the defense. That's what he's known for. He's a defensive head coach. But he went out here. He saw how bad the offensive line was. In one season, he transformed it from the worst offensive line in football to one of the best. This season, he wants a defense. He's going to get it. He's going to get it. And it's going to take some big moves. He don't want that mid-tier guy. He don't want that cheap guy, that safe pick that's going to be burning up cap and not really doing nothing for us. He wants the big dogs. I think he's going to get it. $6 holla from Nathan Rivera says, I believe Chargers should try and sign a truly game-breaking weapon. Keenan and Mike are good, but they're not the truly dynamic weapons go. I think they are. I think what we are asking out of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams works very well. We've seen it work for a couple of seasons. So that's a big reason why I want to keep Mike. You know, he's kind of one of those guys, those OGs that's really helped form what the Chargers are now. But I hear what you're saying, Nathan, because we go out there, we get a Mike, or we get a Keenan plus a Devontae Adams. That's a whole nother level of stupid good. Anyway, you guys got my brain moving now. So much so that I'm starting to trip over my words and over my topics and lose my train of thought. I'm excited. I'm excited for this offseason. And again, this kind of like, I guess these streams will be little previews of these specialty videos we got coming up. I'm going to be talking about Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and Devontae Adams really soon. We got a couple other on the itinerary. Actually, I have it open right here. Give you guys a little preview before we get into our little break. Okay, so Mike Williams, Devontae Adams, Josh Palmer. Why the 2022 offseason is so important, I'm going to kind of lay all that out. Make sure you guys understand how truly special 2022 is when it comes to the offseason. Rebuilding the trenches, Madden rebuilds, how to fix the run game, cornerback crisis, extend trade or cut, a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be a good time. Think we should get Von Miller? Hey, I'd be all about that too, man. I think Von Miller is like 75 or 80% of what he used to be, which is still great, right? I wouldn't be opposed to that. All right, guys, and he comes from the Vic Fangio system. We'll be right back. We'll continue talking about these topics. The Raiders are down a touchdown to the Cincinnati Bengals, 20-13. Bengals do receive in the second half. Come on, Smokin Joe, go out there and put this one away early. We're going to be right back. I'm going to take a quick break, use the restroom, grab a drink, and we're going to send you on over to ExpressVPN as we get closer to the offseason. There's a group of fans that I think fit in different categories, right? There's the guys that really hardcore into the regular season. They don't want to miss a game. They grab, ExpressVPN and NFL Game Pass so they don't miss a game, no blackouts. You're guaranteed to watch it every single week. That's awesome. But then the offseason comes and they're just kind of waiting for the regular season to start again. There's another group of people like myself that don't want to miss a minute of the NFL news. You don't want to miss a minute of NFL Total Access, of the Combine, of the Draft, of free agency. You want to know everything up to date. You want all that content. Those are the guys I'm pointing out to for the playoffs, for the offseason. Make sure you're set up with ExpressVPN. You're not going to miss a single thing. We'll be right back after 2 minutes from our sponsor, ExpressVPN. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, okay, guys? Because we've got a serious problem. One I know almost each and every one of you struggle with every single year. How do I watch football? I simply want to watch football. Okay, let's Google it. I mean, look at this. Why does it have to be so complicated? NBC Sports, Sunday Ticket, Fox. Of course, I could just sign up for satellite TV for like $70+ a month. Then I could add a sports package with a hefty price tag of like $300. Wait, no. There's another option, sports fans. One that I discovered last year. One that guarantees I can watch every game I want without the fear of blackouts or channel surfing. And its name is NFL Game Pass. Right, so you're telling me that there's a service that allows me to watch any game I want with Red Zone, NFL Total Access, condensed replays, and NFL original content like Hard Knocks and even more? This is it. This is the answer. This is what I've been looking for. Oh wait, except for one thing. You can watch all the games you want, but not live. But hang on, let me finish. There's a way around this. Using the NFL Game Pass in combination with this vital tool, a virtual private network, or VPN for short. Okay, I lost some of you guys, I can tell. Just wait. What is a VPN? Well, in layman's terms, it's a legitimate service that allows your internet connection to appear like it's coming from anywhere in the world. You see, certain apps and services are subject to a thing called geo restrictions. By using a VPN, we can bounce our signal from other parts of the world to grant us access to the NFL Game Pass to allow us to watch live games. But director, are we sure this is legit? Quick Google search, completely legal. We did it! Guys, this is the answer. This is what I personally have been using for the last 2 years, and I felt it was finally time to share this method. This is an awesome way to navigate the NFL season, and one that I plan to use for the foreseeable future. And if you're like me and you want the best VPN provider out there, definitely check out ExpressVPN. I've tried a couple out. This is definitely the best one for streaming live NFL games. Now make sure you guys check out the link in the description to get 3 months off of ExpressVPN. And for a full and easy tutorial on how to set up NFL Game Pass using ExpressVPN, check out my tutorial video link in the description as well. Break the shackles of conformity and experience football the way it's supposed to be. It's football season, baby. No blackouts, no restrictions. And we are back. Huge shout out to our sponsor, ExpressVPN. Don't miss a moment of the offseason, including the draft. I'll be here live. It'll be a good time. And I think NFL Game Pass is like $10 right now. If you're going to do it now. That's all we're saying. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. The offseason, what we've been talking about. And the Raiders and Bengals at halftime. Raiders behind 1 touchdown to the Cincinnati Bengals. 13-20 is your score. Joe Burrow's been on fire. Let's take a quick look at the box score of this game. See how these guys have been playing. Derek Carr is 121 and a touchdown to Joe Burrow's 146 and 2 touchdowns. Joe Burrow has been playing absolutely fantastic. That touchdown to T. Higgins, very, very impressive. Very impressive. We're getting ready to kick off here, by the way. Josh Jacobs, 8 for 64. The Bengals got to clutch up on the ground a little bit. Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase with a couple of carries, 58 on the ground to the Raiders, 84. And then receiving, Jamar Chase has been absolutely on fire with 65 yards, 4 touchdowns. Zay Jones, 1 touchdown and 44 yards. Kind of neck and neck. But I do think the Bengals have the better offense. Hopefully they can clutch it out here in the second half. Let's get to the second half of football. Raiders versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Sprinkled in with a little bit of offseason talk for the Los Angeles Chargers. Should be a good time. Do I got the Bills or the Pats? I got the Bills winning that game. The Patriots have a great defense. If Josh Allen has played like a couple of games he has this season, not to his full potential, then the Pats could easily win. But I think overall, the Bills are better than the Patriots at this point. Allen isn't as dynamic. The thing with Keenan Allen is that he's so future-proof. He's always going to be as long as he's part of this team, he's going to be an integral piece of this offense, right? It reminds me of the development of Larry Fitzgerald, who was just this guy on the outside, super reliable, crazy good hands, great route running. And then as he got older, he just didn't have that juice on the outside anymore. So what did Bruce Arians at the time do? He moved Larry Fitzgerald to the slot. And Larry Fitzgerald, up until like the very last season he was playing before they got Christian Kirk and all those guys, he was producing a lot from the slot, even at like age 35 or 39 or something ridiculous. I think Keenan Allen has that same playability from the slot as Larry Fitzgerald does. So maybe at some point he's going to have to move inside. Totally fine. His best ball is played from the slot, so I think he'll be just fine with the Chargers. Newport says, are we Bengals fans today? You know it. You know it. The Bengals are going to take the ball all the way out to the 35-yard line. That's where they're going to start their drive here. Joe Burrow and the Bengals take the field for their first offensive drive of the second half. Fitzgerald is more explosive than Allen? No. I mean, maybe like in the twilight or in the prime of Larry Fitzgerald, sure, he's one of the greatest to ever play the game. But in his twilight years, he did not have a lot of speed. He did not have a lot of shiftability. and he was out there in the slot still making things happen. Joe Mixon carries it for 10 yards and a first down for the Bengals. They're on the 45-yard line. Yeah, Fitz was still really good, sure-handed, decent route runner, but from the slot, you have a lot of different assignments, different coverage looks than you would from the outside, and that's why Fitzgerald was still so productive from the slot. I see a lot of that from Keenan Allen going forward. Think there's a chance they don't cut Bulaga? We know TT doesn't like being the wrong... Yeah, it's possible. I don't like it, but it's possible. Here comes Joe Burrow. It's a pass underneath Jamar Chase. Picks up about 5 yards. It is possible that they keep Brian Bulaga, and I hate that because you weigh it, the pros and cons. What if Brian Bulaga plays his first full season of football next season? Great. Chargers don't have a hole at right tackle. Am I going to bet on that? No, not at all. Not at all. The only reason or the only way I'm cool with keeping Brian Bulaga on the roster is if the Chargers go out there and sign a hell of a swing tackle, a backup swing tackle. That's it. That's all. Otherwise, I would say I'm 80% sure that they're going to cut Bulaga. And I think it would be beneficial to the Chargers if they did so. 2nd and 5, Joe Burrow slings it. It's Uzama. Uzama falls forward for an additional 4 yards. It's going to be a 1st and 10. Bengals just outside the Raiders' 40. I don't want them to keep Bulaga. I wish Bulaga and his story ended different with the Chargers. I really do. But you just, in this window of opportunity with Justin Herbert, playoff, Super Bowl opportunities, you don't go into a season with a guy who's only played a handful of games because of injury. I just don't think you do that. You cut him, you go get a guy who's serviceable, who's more consistent, Nefetti, Moses, somebody, and you roll out with them. Because you're going to need that saved cap. Here comes Joe Mixon, runs it for about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the Vegas 36. You want somebody who's more consistent. At this point, you could argue that Jermaine Nefetti is better than Brian Bulaga. You know why? Because he's available. He's there. He's there on game day. That's where I'm at. Unless he's teaching the next big lineman cut him. Yeah, I feel that. I can feel that. But at the same time, you're saving $11 million. You got a guy who's more than likely going to be on the field, who has a better shot at being on the field. I think it's beneficial for the Chargers to let him go this season. Is Bulaga like 15 million cap hit? Yeah, no, it wouldn't be a 15 mil. Here comes the pass by Burrow. It's completed by Chase for a first down. Bengals inside the 30 now. No, I think the cap hit against the Chargers, and there's an injury, by the way, on the Raiders. Trying to see the number there. It looks like 35 for the Raiders. We're in injury timeout. Yeah, 35, whoever that is. Hopefully he's okay. I think it's a lot less. I think it's a lot less than 15. Chargers would save 11, though, towards the cap. All right, I misunderstood your declaration there. Yeah, so 11 million would be saved. I think it's like 3 or 4 million in dead, but I have to double check on that. Can't even remember Bulaga's last game for the Bolts. That's what it is. The best ability is availability, and he's just not been available for the Chargers. First round, the perfect first round scenario would be Dean and Jordan. Yeah, Jordan Davis, for where the Chargers are, and the recent history in the league shows that defensive linemen sometimes carry the most productivity in their rookie season. They basically mesh into the NFL a little bit easier, depending on, what kind of scheme they go to, what kind of team they go to. But the success rate is a lot higher for defensive linemen than there are like DBs, cornerbacks, stuff like that. So I'm all about Jordan Davis. I think he can be an immediate contributor. Whereas if we go after a cornerback, it's less likely that he can contribute right away. And that's where I'd like to spend a lot of my cap. Go out there and get somebody who's already proven, maybe a little younger, again, like we talked about Carlton Davis, J.C. Jackson, and get them in there right away because we need them now. Not in 3 or 4 years, now. We need them now. What about Linval? Linval's definitely interesting. What's going to happen to Linval Joseph? Linval, not the same player he was with the Vikings. I think the Giants at one point as well. Not the same player. But he's been really good. He's been the Chargers' best run defender. He fits the scheme. He's the prime example of what you want out of a nose tackle. Do the Chargers bring him back for one more year, even though he's like 34 years old, 33 years old? They could. Honestly, I wouldn't be upset about that. I wouldn't be upset about that. What would I do? If Linval Joseph's contract makes sense for the Bolts, you bring him back, right? And then you complement him with an interior guy that's going to help him in the run game. And you know who the perfect guy is, in my opinion? Akeem Hicks. You bring in Akeem Hicks to play side by side with Linval Joseph. That run defense is already looking a lot better. Both guys a lot older, right? But they're going to fit that window of where we need people now. And you bring in a Jordan Davis, too, on top of that, opposite him. You're looking future-proof. So Linval, I know the numbers are against him because the Chargers as a whole were so bad versus the run. But Linval was one of the few pieces on that defensive line that played his heart out every single snap. And was productive versus the run. And even the pass. Underrated pass rush as well. So I would be okay with bringing back Linval Joseph. If not, you get a guy like Akeem Hicks. I think you still try and get a guy like Akeem Hicks to try and help against the run. You got to get a big guy in there. I think we should keep Mike, go after Devontae, and put Allen in the slot. Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument for either one. I haven't made an official stance on it yet. Here comes the Bengals. Nice reception, but there is a flag. I think that's a little overboard bringing in Hicks and Jordan Davis. It depends, again, entirely on what these players want. If Linval Joseph wants a fat contract, we got to move on, right? He's just too old. If we're going to be paying up, for an older player, you want to get one of the, still super high-level guys. Linval is great, but he's not big contract great. Akeem Hicks, you could probably argue for that a little bit. If his contract is fair, not super cheap, but fair, then I would totally go after him because we have the money to do it. Run defense has been so bad, maybe you do got to go a little overboard to fix it. Here comes Joe Burrow, misses his target, number 34. I think that's P. Ryan. 2nd and 15 coming up for the Bengals. Bengals currently at the 35-yard line. Need about 5-6 more yards to get into field goal range. Brandon Cooks would be crazy. He would require a trade. Covington, Fayoko, Gaziano. Those guys are all good too, but I would say good as depth. You need starters. You need big guys out there that can shut down the run, both inside and out. The Chargers, just when you end the year as bad as the Chargers in the run defense, you got to make some big moves. And that's something that Brandon Staley said. Their focal is going to be big moves. Oh, here comes a big pass. Jamar Chase on the outside from Joe Burrow. Should be a huge first down, but there's another flag. We're waiting to see what it is. Hicks wouldn't have let the Raiders convert on Sunday night. That's exactly what I'm saying, Hugo. That's exactly what I'm saying. We have Akeem Hicks in that lineup. This whole season's a little bit different. That's why I was kind of going crazy the other day. I was thinking about things that we were talking about in the middle of the season. We went out there and got Andre Roberts. We went out there and got Dustin Hopkins. We should have traded for Akeem Hicks, man. I know he was battling some injury at that point of the season. He would have been back for the last 6 games of the Chargers season. He would have been there. And this season would have gone a lot. We would be in the postseason if we picked up Akeem Hicks. That's how confident I am in that move. I think we should have done it, and we didn't, and we suffered for it. Hicks brings that energy too. He does. The one thing I don't like about Akeem Hicks is that he's got some injury history. Maybe he's not the best pass rusher, but we're really looking for people to help in the run. One thing I really don't like is that he wants a fat contract, at least as of last season. Maybe that changes this season because he was battling a groin injury, I think. He didn't really play as much to warrant a huge contract this season, so maybe we get a deal. But he wanted too much as of last year. Maybe that has changed since then. So the flag, it looks like they're trying to sort out whether or not there was roughing the passer. So I'm thinking that the Bengals are about to get a first down, but who knows? We got to wait to see what the refs decide to do. We're waiting to see what happens with the Raiders and the Bengals and this flag. It could be a huge first down. It could be wiping away a huge play, another huge play by Joe Burrow. What? They're saying there was a timeout called by Vegas before that play. Why didn't they blow it dead well beforehand? Yeah, he's there. He's calling the timeout. I see it. It happened. But they didn't call it dead. That is not good. You are risking the health of these players by letting them play that out, dude. A timeout and a flag are two different things. A timeout, you call it dead immediately. A flag, sure, you can throw it and wait and see what happens. So the opposing team can make a decision whether they want to take it or want to dismiss it. And now they're saying there was roughing the passer and 12 men on the field, But because of the timeout, it all doesn't matter. Oh, Bengals. That one's a punch to the gut. All these refs, dude. Come on, man. Yeah, Darius finally trying this was painful. Trade K9, maybe, yeah. The Khalil Mack idea, too. That is one of those, like, power moves, right? You're going from, hey, we got Joe Bosa, watch out, to, hey, you're going to die on Sunday. We're going to come out there and we're going to slaughter your quarterback because we got Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. Good luck, right? So long as those guys stay healthy, that's one of the most lethal defenses on the league all of a sudden. Doesn't matter what we do to our run defense. Doesn't matter what we do to our cornerbacks. You got to face Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. That's a big boy move. That's something I hope to see. It would cost a first-round pick, possibly, for a guy that's 30, but you're opening up a Super Bowl window, a can of whoop butt. I can't swear too much on this stream. 2nd and 15, Joe Burrow tries to hit Higgins a little too far. 3rd and 15 coming up. They're going to have to pick up at least 5-10 yards, get in field goal range, go up 2 scores. You guys got to pick up some short yards here at least. Hope to convert to a first down. Refs must really want the Raiders to win. It kind of felt that way last week too, right? If I'm being honest. But it's whatever. I think Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert, 2 of the best quarterbacks in the entire league, are the kind of guys that can get it done. Justin Herbert fell just short. I think Joe Burrow can do it. And they're up a whole touchdown right now, right? The Bengals are out there. Their sidelines just looking like, hey, you're screwing us super hard right now. Stop it. Cut it out. It's a playoff game. Hopefully we see things a little bit more balanced. Yeah, we'll talk about Khalil Mack here in just a second. Yep, short yardage. There's Jamar Chase. Finds a couple nice blocks. And he's going to get tackled after a pickup of about 10. Big hit on Jamar Chase. But it's a 4th down, field goal range. They're going to take their points. Whoop butt. A can of whoop butt. It looks like from the score below, they do hit that 3 points, and they are up 2 scores. Could have been a better drive, but they ended it with points. That's all you can really hope for. Now, Khalil Mack, that scenario we talked about way earlier, I just did like a franchise thing on Madden. I picked up Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks from free agency, Effetti from free agency, a lot of Bears, like 3 Bears, right? I picked up cornerback Carlton Davis from free agency, just really loaded up on those positions of need, right? And then a solid defensive tackle as well. Khalil Mack, I ended up trading, I think, Kenneth Murray, a first round, and then a first round this year and a 3rd round next year to get Khalil Mack. And I think that's a fair trade. Khalil Mack's older. He's like 30 years old. The Bears need some time to rebuild their franchise, and the Chargers got themselves one of the meanest pass rushes in the remainder of Justin Herbert's rookie contract. I think that's great. That's a big boy move. Again, we talk about big boy moves. That's a big boy move. Herbert is the best quarterback in the AFC this year. Yeah, for sure. We saw the rankings. I think Brady at 1, Rodgers at 2, Herbert at 3. We got ourselves the best quarterback in the AFC. Tranquil Kaiser Neiman played better than K9. Yeah, they did. I don't know about Neiman, maybe, but K9, dude, he really struggles in coverage so much. And the Chargers have really changed to a scheme where linebackers got to be out there covering, dude. That's why Kaiser's been so good. Kaiser used to be a safety in the league, or in college. They switched him to linebacker, the Chargers did, and he's really showing that skill set and linebacker in coverage. He really stepped up. He's been tackling like a madman. I think he led the Chargers in tackles this year. Great. Drew Tranquil. Very balanced, I would say. Good against the run, decent in coverage. He really fits what the Chargers want. Kenneth Murray was more of a run-stopping, linebacker. Doesn't do great in coverage, but man, can that dude tackle? And the Chargers, they just don't run their defense the same way anymore. And that's why we've seen a lack of productivity out of Kenneth Murray, maybe on his side a lot too. But the scheme fit is not as generous to him anymore. And that's why some people are saying maybe it's beneficial for the Chargers to move on. Timeout was called before the play. Yeah, I'm not arguing against that. I saw it. I mentioned that I saw it. The thing I didn't like is that they didn't call it dead immediately. They let those players go out there and risk injury, thinking they got a first down. There was a roughing the passer, that could have injured Joe Burrow. You got to call that dead as soon as you see that timeout. Blow the whistle. Otherwise, you're risking the careers of these young men. So, yeah, timeout was called, but you got to call it dead. That is a big boo-boo by the refs. You don't do that. Sure, it's incidental because they didn't call it dead. You got to call the play dead. You don't risk these players. This is a professional football league. You don't do that. Again, needs to go away. I feel like, too, our biggest Hail Mary was hoping that we could transition him to edge. And we gave him a handful of snaps at the end of the season. It did not help. He did not look good at edge either. Unless there's some sort of dramatic epiphany and eureka of figuring out the edge position this offseason. I don't know if we got a place for him on the roster. He would be great and maybe a different scheme. We've seen it. But with the Chargers, it's tough. It's tough. Jordan Rice coming in with a $10 holla. What's your opinion on Chris Rumph? His energy is infectious. I feel like he could be a good rotational pass rusher. That's exactly what he is and exactly what he's going to remain, my friend. He is great, dude. Also a really good special team player. Very effective out there. Rumph is a dude, man. I'm a super... And he's a rookie. You know, this last season, he's going to be staying on the team for a long time. That's why I say let's keep Uchenna Nwosu. Nwosu and Rumph rotational as backups. The Chargers got a solid depth at edge. So, yes, definitely love Chris Rumph. Thank you so much, Jordan Rice, for the $10 holla. Here comes the first play for the Raiders on offense in the second half. It's going to get balled up right away by Pratt. For -1 on the play, Josh Jacobs couldn't get away from him. 2nd and 11 coming up. Thank you so much, Jordan Rice. $10 holla. And, yes, Chris Rumph, man, one of those dudes out here just making things happen, man. Again, that's why I feel good about some of these players as far as depth is concerned. Tom Telesco needs to have the draft of his life this season. Pick up guys like Chris Rumph and go out there in case something happens, in case there's a COVID outbreak or something. That's the kind of player that we need out there. 2nd and 11, Derek Carr to Darren Waller. Did I get him mixed up with 89 last time? I think I did. Darren Waller picking up the first down for the Raiders, 1st and 10. They're going to have the ball at the 36-yard line. What about Fackrell? Fackrell was injured this season, didn't really participate that much. Maybe in the early half he did. He was on a 1-year deal. So I think Fackrell is probably going to move on from the Chargers this season. He didn't look bad. He just didn't look great when he had his opportunities to step in. How about Myles Garrett opposite Joey? See, that again, that's a big move. That's a big move. And honestly, you know, obviously we would be super excited to see that. Is he as well of a scheme fit? Maybe not, but who cares? It's Myles Garrett. Does he have any history with our coaching staff? I don't think so. But, I mean, it would be a crazy move. It would cost us like 2-3 first-round picks. That's kind of where I'm at with it. But that's why I'm targeting guys more like Von Miller and Khalil Mack. Maybe even a Leonard Floyd if he becomes I don't think he's going to become there's guys that are familiar with the system that Brandon Staley is ushering in. And those two guys atop the list, I would say Khalil Mack at 1, Von Miller at 2. And there's a couple other guys you could sprinkle in there. There's another guy on the Bears that I really like. I forget his name. You could definitely make an argument for those guys as big moves that make sense for the Chargers. It makes sense to the scheme, makes sense to Staley, et cetera, et cetera. Rumph is German for almost. That's funny. Yeah, and I don't think Browns would ever let go of Myles Garrett, if we're being honest. I think there's a possibility that Jadeveon Clowney becomes available. What do you guys think of that? Now, Jadeveon Clowney, not a great pass rusher. Not a great pass rusher. And you got to know that when you sign Jadeveon Clowney. What he is good in the league with, what he's really good at, is stopping the run. And that's something the Chargers really need. You're not getting that complete package guy like you would at Khalil Mack, but my God, you're getting some help in the run game. What do you guys think of that? I don't know. I think you need a bigger move than Jadeveon Clowney. But I'm just pointing that out because as far as the Browns pass rush goes, he's the more likely guy to be available. And Clowney does have an injury history. You guys are right, for sure. Always injured. Maybe not as much this season. Not nearly as much as last season. But I'm more concerned about his lack of ability in the pass rush. That's what I would want. I need a guy out there that's going to get after the quarterback. He would help in the run. Chargers need a lot of help there, but I need a guy that's going to help in the pass. Mack, Lattimore, Barkley, Adams. Now, is it? I think the more likely guy that you get in that scenario is Adams, right? Because he's probably going to be a free agent. Lattimore, as far as trade, is one of those guys I see as really possible because of the Saints cap situation and where they're at as an organization. Wow. Do those guys need a quarterback? Are they going to get one in the draft this year? Probably not. Can they get a bridge quarterback this year? Sure, but it didn't really work out because like Jameis Winston, it would be that all over again. They would be the Denver Broncos after Peyton Manning. Good defense, pretty bad everywhere else, right? You need a quarterback. So the state that the franchise is in, the state that their cap situation is in, you can make a case to going after Marshawn Lattimore. Here comes a carry for Josh Jacobs. Picks up maybe a yard. Now you're looking at 2nd and 10. Good game for Hubbard. Good game for Hendrickson, man. These guys have been looking good. Calais Campbell is definitely a possibility. He's old. But for the first time in a long time, I'm like, he's old, so what? We only need these guys for 2 or 3 years. Honestly, if they're still playing at a high level, who cares how old they are? We need them now. Calais Campbell and Ndamukong Suh, these guys are possibilities, in my opinion, for the window that we need these players right now. Because we can go out there and draft somebody in the future, but we need somebody right now. We are in that playoff, that Super Bowl window right now. Here comes a reception to number 89 of the Raiders. That's Edwards, by the way. And it's going to be 3rd and 10. It looks like it hit the ground, and I think the Raiders are looking for another flag. They've kind of gotten used to the royal treatment from the refs. It looks like a catch to me, though. It may have made contact from the tip of the ball to the ground, but it looks like a catch to me. It should be like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. Definitely need vets in big moments. Yeah, we do. Adams getting franchise tagged by the Packers. It's a big possibility. I would say it's like a 75. It depends on what happens with Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers really does move on, then you can go grab Devontae Adams. But it just depends on what happens with Aaron, dude. Like, he blows so much smoke when it comes to that subject. And every single time he's stayed. I don't know how confident I am that Devontae Adams would even be available. That's another part of the risk of going after Devontae Adams. Because you can't keep Mike Williams if you go after Devontae Adams. We may not even know if Devontae Adams is available until closer to the kickoff. It's a lot of risk. A lot of things have to line up for the Chargers to get Devontae Adams, but it is one of those big moves that you have to consider because of how game-changing it could be. 3rd and 4, Derek Carr floats one to the sideline, and it's Hunter Renfrow who can't come up with the completed catch. 4th and 4 coming up. Number 30, I think that's Jesse Bates, makes a huge play on defense, and it should be 4th down. The refs are calling it a catch. He never completed it. Challenge that. What? He never completed the catch. Yeah, they're challenging it. What is going on, refs? Yeah, the coach of the Bengals is on the sideline like, are you serious right now? Is the narrative all Raiders? That is not a catch. I'm looking at the replay right now. He gets a foot down and then it gets batted out by Jesse Bates. That is an obvious incompletion. The Bengals should never had to have called a throw a red flag there. Who bet on the Raiders? On the refs? Like, this is ridiculous. That is incomplete. That is obviously incomplete. Give me 1 sec, dudes. Wow, is that incomplete? Actually, before that, can I see some big thumbs in the chat, please? Please and thank you. Put my mind at ease. We'll be right back. Is it because Chargers fans all of a sudden are coming in to support the Bengals that we're seeing the same ref trash calls that we have in the past couple of weeks? I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. There's some big dumb calls so far, man. The Bengals, if they get this, they're getting robbed. That was an obvious incompletion. In real time, too. I can't believe they almost let him get away with that. In real time, there's just no question about it. That was incomplete. Great play by Jesse Bates. Right? Yeah, I feel you, Ball GB. I feel you. There's some big dumbs out there. Thank you, Robolto and Mike and Richie and Mel Scott and Bullock. Bugalimp. Appreciate it, man. And Red. And that's big dumb. I think they're going to call it back. They got to call it back. Like, you watch that replay, it could not be more obvious that Renfrow had 1 foot down, and then here comes the peanut punch. Gets that ball out. They need to get this guy judge. Yeah, man, for sure. Only Guyton is allowed to own Jesse Bates. I remind you guys, the Chargers, good game versus the Bengals. Good game for the Bengals, but we did beat the Bengals. We did. We're that kind of team. We'll beat the Bengals, and then the next week we'll lose to the Texans. We got to clean up that consistency, the inconsistency. Next season, with a better defense, I feel a lot better about that for sure. Come say bye. Here's Mrs. Director. She's saying bye. She's off.
Hi.
Bye.
Good to work.
Love you, babe. Have a good day. Hey, is Squirt all set up? Is he good? Okay. We will keep you guys updated on the status of the destruction of my home. Yeah. The chat says, aw. Director, you have any mid-round picks you got your eye on yet? Not yet. I got to do my draft prospect research still. Okay, the refs called it incomplete. We're good. Justice has been brought to the universe once again. Inconsistency is a big death problem. Yeah, we covered that in my video yesterday talking about Tom Telesco. That's one thing I really need him to improve on this next season. And here comes the return. I think they're trying to say there was a fumble. There might have been, but I think the Bengals have it. So it'll be the Bengals ball just inside the 30. Chat says, hey. Am I streaming for game 2? No. This will be just versus the Raiders today. I'll be chatting a lot on Twitter, though. You guys can see me there. Do you think Eagles will be top tier in a few years because 3 first-round picks this year? My outlook on the Eagles is that they have nowhere to go but up, right? I feel like Jalen Hurts could be the guy. But they got a solid foundation. I don't hate the Eagles right now. 1st and 10. We beat them. But I think they're a solid team. I think they got some good roots. They got some good foundational pieces. I don't think firing Telesco would be a good as firing Staley. Really? Chargers ever need to fire? What do you think? I think both Staley and Telesco need to stay at least for this year, if not a little bit longer. Because for the first time ever, he's got the resources to really transform this team with $80 million and a head coach that likes to make big moves. Is it a coincidence that the biggest, best moves in the offseason came after we got Staley? I don't think so.
Excited Here comes right about 10. This offseason regardless, I feel we are there. Thank you, Director, for being here with us. Bolt up ! Bolt up ! Bolt up.
Appreciate it, man. Red with the holla. Much love. Super excited for the offseason too, man. This is where I get super giddy. I love doing research. I love coming up with scenarios, coming up with things that the Chargers can do to improve. It's going to be a fun offseason, man. Thank you so much for the $10 holla. Really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. I think Staley coming into the picture was a good thing for Tom Telesco. Sometimes you just meet the right person in life that brings out the best in you, right? Telesco's very calculated. He's very not much of a risk taker. And is it a coincidence that once we got Staley, he came in here and said, we're fixing this offensive line, and then we went from the worst to the best in just one season? It's not a coincidence. I think this pairing is important, and we need to give it some time. Staley needs to stay. But I think it wasn't even a question in my mind. And then Tom Telesco needs to stay. I could see the argument for not to, but they need to. Here comes the 2nd and 12 pass by the Bengals, almost brought in by Tyler Boyd or T. Higgins. It's going to be 3rd and 12 all of a sudden. 3rd and 12. Thank you so much again, Red. I appreciate it. It says, loved your recent video about Tommy T. Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, I wanted to really spell out both sides of the picture there. I really wanted to paint a good picture of both perspectives, right? There's a lot of compelling evidence to suggest that Tom Telesco should be let go. But I think with where the Chargers are at right now, and with what Tom Telesco deserves credit on, which he's done a lot of good things for this organization, you cannot let him go right now. And I that's my opinion. But I wanted to give you guys the tools to make up your own mind, too. Here comes a sack by Max Crosby. Oh, man, the Bengals line absolutely collapsed. Now the Bengals need to punt from inside their own 20. Big play by the Raiders defense. We know how bad that Mad Max is, dude. He's a good player. Just absolutely destroys that tackle and gets to Joe Burrow instantly. Are the Bengals going to break? I don't think so, but you gotta give Joe Burrow more time, man. That was not good. Yeah, he's good. He's crazy good. Personally, hope that Joe Lombardi either figure out something and get fired. There's a reason why the Texans are out there trying to. Oh, it's a fumble! Oh, Renfro jumped on top of it. Renfro jumped on top of it. That could have been bad for the Raiders. Almost identical to what happened to the Chargers, except the Raiders were able to jump back on it. What was I trying to say here? Oh, there's a reason why the Houston Texans are trying to bring Lombardi in for their head coach. I don't see as big of an issue with Lombardi as I did earlier in the season. He does have to improve, but there's a reason why he's getting phone calls, so got to keep that in mind. Any plans to go live after the season, director? Yes. I'm coming up with a plan, right? Coming on with you guys today really did open my eyes to just like, just because the season's over, I don't want to lose that conversation that we've been having every single week. So I'll figure something out. You guys don't worry about that. We'll get that sorted. Headed to get the wife some Chinese. She's not feeling well tonight. Oh, man. Red. Shout out to the wifey. Here comes a big play by the Raiders, but there is a flag. Deshaun Jackson getting wide open. But I think there is a flag. It might be I think there's holding. Big shout out to Mrs. Red. And there is holding. Hopefully she gets better. You know what? Chinese food makes me feel better too when I'm down and out. Go get her something nice, man. Tyron Johnson got the ball on special teams. Yeah, he did. Stanley Telesco should stay, period. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at right now. I try to present, as much of a equal viewing of a situation. I try to give you guys all the tools and knowledge that you need to come to your own conclusion. And then I give you guys my personal opinion at the end. That's kind of how my formula is. I want to kind of present both sides of the coin and then tell you guys where I stand. But if you guys disagree, I'm not going to go head to head with you unless it's something really stupid, right? Because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And that's why I give all that information, so you can have an opinion, form your own opinion. And there's a 1st and 20 catch by Renfro. It's good for 9, 2nd and 11 coming up. Because that's what this whole thing's about. Football's supposed to be fun, right? Football's supposed to be diverse. Football's supposed to have, a melting pot of opinions. That's what makes it fun. And I'm really, really happy to say that that's kind of been my goal, is to create an environment where those opinions can thrive and be shared. That's where we're at. Focus Eli Apple. He's a player I could see the Chargers grabbing for depth and rotation. Possibly. Chargers need so much help in depth as far as cornerback, man. Oh. Here comes a deep shot by... Oh! Big play. Deep shot by Derek Carr. Broken up by the Bengals. And it could have been picked up and intercepted by the Bengals, but just short. Nice swat by Eli Apple. Big play against Edwards. Nice play. Yeah, we see you, Eli Apple. Maybe he's a depth option for the Chargers. How much do you think Derwin James will get signed for? Very similar to what we saw Jamal Adams. It's got to be in the range of a Jamal Adams contract. I want Tyron Johnson back. We should never give him up. Yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't get that decision. I didn't understand why the Chargers let him go. Got Tommy T's back for the Chargers. Hey, I'm there with you, man. 3rd and 11. Derek Carr wide open. Hunter Renfro. How do you do that, Bengals? You had him backed in a corner. And you let Hunter Renfro get loose? No, man. Stop with that. Raiders down 2 scores. They're trying to move quick. You got to keep a guy on Hunter Renfro, dude. If you cover 2 people on the Raiders, it's Renfro and Waller. And you let Renfro get right in between you. Just knows this season we beat teams that are in the playoffs like the Raiders. We did. We beat a bunch of teams in the playoffs. We also got beat by a bunch of teams that had a losing record. Very confusing team this Chargers team is. Here comes a run by Josh Jacobs. Picks up about 8. 2nd and 2 coming up. The inconsistencies. I think the Chargers, again, with so many good pieces on this roster and how much money we have, they ought to be like the team to be afraid of this offseason, because we got some good pieces, man. Bosa and Derwin and Herbert and Eckler and Keenan Allen. Like, we got some dogs. It's crazy to think how much better this team is about to get. I think we should try and reach back to Melvin Gordon. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that earlier. I actually wouldn't be opposed to it. I get if we don't, though. I don't know. I don't even know if he would want to come back. Jacobs going to pick up the first down on a carry for about 5 yards. Most puzzling loss is the Texans game. I don't know if I've ever seen as bad or as embarrassing as a loss. Since it was the most embarrassing loss since we lost to the winless Browns several years ago, like 2013, something like that, a long time ago. I was so gutted. I had no words. Boogalump says, Director, I was so pissed after our last game. Herbert was so good. I got a signed jersey by him. Future looking bright. Yeah, that's the way to look at it, though, man. That's the way to look at it. Trey Hendrickson is out, says Lorenzo. That's not good. Going to be leaning a lot on Hubbard for the rest of this game. 1st and 10. Here comes another carry by Josh Jacobs. Picks up about 5. 2nd and 5 coming up. Do you think that's when our season ended, was the Texans game? You could look at it that way. You could look at it, when Brandon Staley called the timeout. There's several instances you can look at it where the season came to a crashing halt, unfortunately. Just one more win, man. Those games that we dropped versus the Broncos, that's another big one we should have won. Versus the Dallas Cowboys, we should have won that one too. A lot of should be, could be, would be. We got to clean that up. 2nd and 5, another carry for Jacobs, who gets the first down, but there is a flag. There is a flag on the field. I hate facing former Chargers players because sometimes it comes back to haunt us. It does. Adrian Phillips out there kind of putting the thumping on the Chargers when we played the Patriots. Denzel Perryman, Darius Philon, Casey Hayward. All these guys versus the Raiders. It's a bit gut-wrenching. I'm there with you. I'm there with you, Hugo. Tara Romero. Don't know. Justin's first year against the Patriots was embarrassing. Never seen 2 block kicks in one game. Sometimes it's the universe saying, hey, man, take a back seat a little bit, reevaluate a little bit. You guys need to improve here, there. Man, dude. It's a sinking feeling for sure. 2nd and 15, Carr. Got a little pressure. He's going to dump it off to Josh Jacobs. Jacobs picks up about 10 yards. 7 yards, it looks like. 3rd and 8 coming up. Bengals, you keep a guy on Hunter Renfrow. Get your best man on him. And make sure that Darren Waller is well represented as well. You have to go for it if you don't convert on 3rd. You could. If you're the Raiders, you're in no man's land. You could. But also, you're down 2 scores. It's a risky business here. Still 2 minutes, 47 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 8. Here come the Raiders for potentially the last play of this drive. Here comes Hunter Renfrow on the wide receiver screen. Nicely done. A nicely done tackle by number 24 of the Bengals. They're going to be short about 3 yards, and the clock continues to run at 1:50. Do the Raiders go for it? I think analytically you probably should. Can the Bengals get a stop here? I think from what I saw, that screen was just trying to get a little bit more yardage, and that does point to them wanting to go for it. It looks like they're coming back to the huddle. Bengal player injured. That's going to stop the clock and give the Raiders a little second to think about this. Edward, don't make stupid comments in my chat like that. You're going to get banned real quick. Why so many injuries? I don't know, man. It's the playoffs, dude. People are playing hard. This is the tournament, man. People are playing hard. Get shut down corners. James will plug the middle and those running quarterbacks. Yeah, he could. Yeah, that's Derwin James, without a doubt, one of the most valuable players. Like, I would say Justin Herbert on offense, maybe overall on the team, and then Derwin James on defense. Right? Derwin James is the foundation of that defense. And I think that's what Brandon Staley knew going into this season. He fixed the offensive line. He foregoed his dream of building the perfect defense in year 1. He got that offensive line sorted. This year is about getting Derwin some help, getting Joey some help, getting that run defense some help. It's going to be crazy. John Gooch, we're here rooting on the Cincinnati Bengals. So far, 23-13. Looking okay. We're looking at a 4th down try for the Raiders coming up in just a moment. Who is your number 1 corner we should bring in? If we could bring in, I mean, the obvious answers is if we can get Jalen Ramsey, you go get him. Tre'Davious White, stuff like that. I think more realistically, there's 3 guys that the Chargers could chase this offseason. Via trade is Marshawn Lattimore. I think that's a real possibility with the way the Saints are looking right now. I think Carlton Davis, if he hits the open market, is an obvious signing. Or J.C. Jackson. I think those are my top 3 right now. Here comes the 4th down try for the Raiders. Bengals, you guys got to clamp up, dude. 4th and 3. Watch out for Hunter Renfrow. He's wide open. What are you guys doing? But it's going to be a deep pass with a flag. That might be a first down for the Raiders. The Raiders have been bailed out so many times the last 2 games, dude. It's ridiculous. Got to see if that was a legitimate flag, though. If it was, that was a big boo-boo on the Cincinnati Bengals. Vernon Hargreaves called for PI. That's going to give the Raiders a first down. Haven't taken a look at the replay yet. I'll give you my opinion on if it was a egregious PI or not. Dang. I didn't see it in real time, so I can't tell you. I can't tell you if it was legitimate or not. Can't wait for the offseason coverage. Me too, Hugo. Thank you so much. So far, the refs definitely keeping the Raiders in this one. 1st and 10. Raiders looking to get in scoring into the red zone with this play. And they do. It's a catch by, I think, Edwards. Yes, it is. And the Raiders got the ball in the Cincinnati 9. Isn't Carlton an outside guy? Who would play for us in the slot if we got him ASJ? ASJ plays very well from the slot. I think the team wants to keep him on the outside. But if we get a guy like Carlton Davis, you got no problems moving him to the inside. If that's what you got to do, and that's what you got to do to get a prime player in there, then definitely do it. That's why J.C. Jackson's such an attractive signing for the Chargers, too, because J.C. Jackson plays his best ball from the slot. So, you got some options. 1st and 10. Here comes the pass rush, and it's going to be thrown out of bounds. 2nd and goal coming up. That was very close. If one of the Raiders didn't get a hand on, I think it was Hargreaves, then Carr would have been on his back. In your honest opinion, do you think we would have won last week if it wasn't for the refs' bad calls? Yeah, totally. I talked about in my game, my final post-game report, that not all flags are the same. A couple of bad calls in the Raver. Oh, man. There's a run that almost scored a touchdown. It'll be 3rd and goal, but there is a flag. There was one call that wasn't called against the Chargers, which was a face mask. That would have been a big thing for the Raiders, resulted in a first down. But that PI call, the bogus PI call, that resulted in an easy touchdown. Not all flags are the same. Not all ref fumbles are the same. And the Raiders certainly got the better end of the deal last week. So, yeah, I think if it were for a better called game, the Chargers would have been in the postseason. It is what it is, though. You're going to see that a lot in the NFL, bad calls. Holding on the Raiders, though, speaking of calls, there's one against the Raiders, 2nd and goal from the 20. Yeah, that PI, I couldn't see it. I honestly couldn't believe my eyes. It was ridiculous. 2nd and goal for the Raiders, backed up to the 20-yard line. May have been, I thought I saw a delay of game there, man. Are we going to see the delay of game flag? They say end of the 3rd quarter. I thought the game clock was a second behind, or the play clock was a second behind the game clock. I don't know. Either way, I thought there was a delay of game. It's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. The Bengals are up 2 scores, 23-13, with the Raiders threatening in the red zone. I got the Bills or Pats? I got the Bills. I got the Bills tonight. Much love, Chris B. Yeah, no flag there. I don't know what they're doing, man. I don't know what they're doing. No flag for delay of game. My eyes saw the clock saying something different. Maybe we weren't getting the right, projection here at home. I don't know. Feel so sad. I'm rooting for the Bengals. Go Bolts. No, man. I feel you got to make the best of situations sometimes, right? It literally took me days to get over what happened last week. Days. I was down in the dumps. I didn't want to do nothing. I just wanted to sit and recover. And what was even worse, and now that I got somebody to talk to about it, some time has passed, there is a difference in rivalry, in trash talk. Trash talk and smack talk is fine, right? It's football. I expected to get bombarded with some trash talk after that game from the Raiders fans. It happens. Even when we're not playing the Raiders, we get trash talk from Raiders fans. It's just kind of the way it is. Last week, though, dudes, if I'm being quite honest and open with you, I got I got bombarded. I had 600 notifications on my phone after the stream. I got bombarded. The trash talk was fine, right? You're used to that. Some of the stuff I was reading legitimately made me sick. It was some very, 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 very personal, death threaty, just horrible things I would never say to another human being. I got a lot of those. Over the last, the first couple of days after the loss to the Raiders. So much so that, like, it was affecting my psyche. So I turned off my notifications on my phone for 2 days just to let it kind of blow over. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Yeah, death threats. Things about me showing up to a game if we were playing the Raiders or whatever, like some bad stuff would happen in the parking lot, stuff like that. It was bad, dude. It sucked. So I kind of stepped away from it for a minute, and it blew over. The Raiders fans are now more focused on the Bengals, but my God, dude, there's a difference between trash talk and the stuff I was reading last week. And if you guys are wondering where I went for a couple of days, I just didn't want to deal with that. Just let them do their thing. And what's even worse, and I hate this, on Twitter and on YouTube, stuff that I was reading would never make it through the filter, right? It would never make it through the filter. But for some freaking reason, YouTube will always show me what they're saying on the notification on my phone. When I click on it to delete it, it would take me to the page saying the comment was removed for this and that, for profanity, for whatever. And I was like, don't even show me. Don't even show me then. I don't want to see it. It's crazy. It's crazy. 3rd and goal did not convert. Here come the Raiders for a field goal try. Looks like they do get it. But yeah, it's what it is. I knew when I stepped into the social media space that this was maybe possible, but my God, I was tested last week, dude. That was crazy. It was nuts. Glad to have made it out the other side. I know not all Raiders fans are like that, by the way. We have a rivalry. There's a distaste for Raiders fans, sure. But some of my best friends are Raiders fans. So I can't say that all Raiders fans are like that. A lot of them were respectful, but my God, there's a big number of them, too, that just went way over the line. So just be careful out there, Bull fam. Be careful. I was at the game in my Herbert jersey, saw 3 fights. Yeah, it's just the way it is, man. That's the way it is. They try anything. I know you guys got my back. I do. I mean, legitimately, I would never take my family to a Raiders game. It did do something to me. I'm not taking my family to a Raiders game anymore. Like, if as big-headed as it sounds, if I'm recognized and they do want to do something, I'm going to make sure my family isn't there, right? If I do go, I would love to get a box, split it with like 10 other Chargers fans, not even have to deal with that. But yeah, it's what it is. It's what it is. Especially because you're a good, genuine dude. I understand. Yeah, it's what it is, right? Like, I see stuff every day. For the most part, it's like, whatever. It's the internet. But my God, yeah, last week was bad. One of my cousin's a Raiders fan. Good friend of mine. His dad a Raiders fan. Sadly, my friend has to wait 2019. Yeah, I feel you, Hugo. Yeah, it's just down to people. There's good people and bad people. So I'm not gonna like put them all in the same category. But yeah, there's some people. My best friend growing up's a Raiders fan. We didn't know what would be our teams growing up, again, because there's not really a team out here. And he ended up being a Raiders fan a couple years before I became a Chargers fan. It had nothing to do with it. I spent a lot of time in San Diego. I don't remember why he became a Raiders fan. He doesn't really have any ties to Oakland, L.A., now Vegas maybe. He goes to Vegas a lot. So he was super excited when they moved to Vegas. But who knows? Just the way it went. But he's a good guy. Best friend for a reason. Since grade school. We're still best friends. And then Trumpet Monkey. You guys know Trumpet Monkey. Awesome dude. I did a show with him for like 2 years. Right? It's not necessarily the Raiders brand that makes a person like that. It's who the person is that makes a person like that. So I'm not going to stamp everybody like that. But man, they were in a lot of numbers of crazy comments last week. Little brother's a Raiders fan. He would not stop talking after last week. Needed the Bengals to win. Yeah, I feel you, Juan. In terms of trash talk, totally, dude. I'm going to trash talk the Raiders from here next Wednesday. But other stuff, I'm not going to cross that line. Best friends, a Broncos fan. Yeah, I had 3 friends growing up. So there's 4 of us total. And we went, through all grade school and high school and even after high school. And we're still all really good friends now. There was my best friend who's a Raiders fan, me a Chargers fan, my other friend who was a Broncos fan, and then a Patriots fan. So it was a very mixed bag. David Aker says, I appreciate what you do for us displaced Chargers fans. Your positive outlook, intellectual analysis. My favorite part of Sunday, win, lose, bolt up. Hey, David, thank you so much. I appreciate the love. I really do. Definitely trolling the Raiders fans again. Yeah, thank you so much, David. I appreciate it. The ironic thing is, sat next to 3 burly Raiders fans in London game versus the Bears, and they were really cool guys. Yeah, sometimes they are. When I went to the Steelers game, I was sitting next to a couple of Steelers fans, and they were chill dudes. We had a good time. We laughed. They cried. The game became a part of us. It is what it is. Hey, little kiddo. You want to say hi to everybody? He wants me to go upstairs and play Minecraft with him. I get it, dude. We're in the 4th quarter. We're getting close to done here, dude. You want to come say hi? Say hi. Okay, he says hi. Go play, dude. That'll be done in like 30, 40 minutes, and then we'll have dinner, okay? Love you. Chargers will be... Yeah. 2nd and 8 coming up. You say hi? Yeah, say hi. What do you have all over your lip? You drinking that Kool-Aid? Be careful over there. This little baby director. Looks like 2nd and 8 coming up for the Bengals offense. Bengals, y'all need a score, man. Go up 2 scores again. Hey, how about this, dude? Why don't you turn on the Roblox right there, right in the green room? Go right there. Go play. We'll be right here. Everybody says hi, baby director. Here comes a pass by Burrow. Looks like close to a first down, and Uzama picks up the reception. They're gonna call it a 3rd and 1. You guys, sorry. Honestly, dudes, I fumbled the bag. I thought the game was tomorrow. Big mistake by me. So I did not get a sitter. So Mrs. Director watched him as long as he could, or she could, and now we are winging it. We are winging it from here on out. So give me a second here. Once we go to the next commercial break, I'm going to try and get him set up with a video game here in my little green room. We have a TV and stuff set up. But everybody loves you, dude. You're a pretty kid. You know that? 3rd and inches. Oh, Mixon breaks a tackle. Gets across for the first down. Let's go, baby. Can you say go Chargers? Come here. Can you say go Chargers? Chargers? Yeah, Chargers. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah, that hair, dude. He's got that island hair, man. He's got that island, the big island hair, dude. He got the Trevor Lawrence haircut. Yeah, baby. He's going to be a model. He's got his mama's look. We're looking at 1st and 10 for the Bengals. Joe Burrow looking for a target. He had a wide open Higgins. And instead he goes to, I think, Jamar Chase. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Yeah, football. Run around. Be crazy. Go crazy. Be crazy. Horrible, angry threats for the Raiders fans must come from LA Raiders fans living in LA. Yeah, I've met some very rambunctious fans too. I used to do a lot of work with EA and Madden. Not work, but like I hosted a channel, so I got invited out to a lot of events and stuff. And we've had some conversations. This is all we'll say. 2nd and 10 for the Bengals. Y'all got to get this rhythm back, dude. Get that momentum. Here's Joe Mixon on the underneath reception. It's going to be only about 3 yards. 3rd down and 7. Bengals. Y'all need some momentum. Come on, baby. Let's go. You guys want to know, if some days I get on here and I'm like, it's because this kid's got more energy, dude, than I've ever seen in my whole life, right? He's mildly autistic, right? So we went to the doctors, and they're like, he needs a sleeping aid to help put his mind, at ease before he goes to bed. So we gave him a good dosage last night of like a prescribed kid's melatonin. And dude was bouncing off the walls till like 2 in the morning. That's what it is. Here's 3rd and 7. Joe Burrow gets the pass off, and it's Jamar Chase with a first down. Nice freaking play. Burrow to Chase, and that's a clutch first down. That's why I like you guys, man. That's why I love you guys. You guys get it. We all got the family. We all got the backgrounds. You guys get it. Much love to you guys too. Yeah, Jeff, you know the struggle. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, right? It's a beautiful. His mind works so much different than anybody else I've ever met, right? And I think he's mildly, so it's not like as bad as it could have been, you know, with other cases and stuff like that too. I shouldn't say bad, like more aggressive, but he definitely has he's behind in his speech. Here comes a reception by Jamar Chase. First down by Jamar Chase. He's got the what do they call it? Speech delay, pretty aggressively. So the other day, like I put it on Twitter like a week ago, he said "Go Chargers." That's so cool for the first time, and literally my heart melted. I was like, I have been waiting for this for so long. I raised a little Chargers baby in my house. These are the parenting goals. Man, dude, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow on fire. That's another first down, and the Bengals are on the move. What's the VPN you've been talking about? It's ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN. First and 10. It looks like P. Ryan with a carry. It'll be 2 yards and a 2nd and 8. Yeah, much love. This Burrow to Chase are pretty dangerous duo. Yeah, man, this Burrow to Chase, sometimes you see like a relationship develop early in the league, and you're like, these guys are going to be good for a long time, right? A good example of that was probably Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. We knew early that was going to be a problem. And here's Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase doing the same thing. 2nd and 8, Chase. Nope, it's going to be Higgins. Joe to Higgins and a first down. Bengals inside the 20, and they're moving. They're moving, kiddo. They're moving. Next generation of Chargers fans going to take over soon. Yes, they are. We all raise them right. We all raise them right. You got Baby Yoda? You gonna show him Baby Yoda? There he is. Go get that Baby Yoda. Burrow, Chase, Higgins been together since college. It's so rare. Yeah, the chemistry was already built too. How crazy is that? Go Yoda, go! Here's 1st and 10 for Joe. He's gonna fire it off. That's Boyd, who's going to pick up a reception of 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4. Move them chains. Rivers and VJax, dude. Those guys were great, man. Is Baby Director a Star Wars fan? I'm going to tell you guys something crazy. I don't know if it's not that I haven't allowed him to, but I haven't sat down and watched Star Wars with him yet. I told myself when he was born that I wouldn't show him Star Wars until he was 4 years old so that he could absorb some of it, right? Well, given his disability, he's not able to verbally express his opinions quite clearly yet. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until he can absorb what he's watching, and then we're going to watch Star Wars. He knows of Star Wars, of course. We got stormtroopers standing around. We got posters. I watch it a lot. He kind of peeks in sometimes, but we haven't sat down and watched it yet. Soon. He's got this speech therapy starting up again really, really soon. It's Director Junior. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Bengals. Big play right here, man. Again, a field goal puts you up 2 scores at 8 minutes and 11 seconds. I don't know if you want to risk going for it on 4th down, right? Yeah. I don't know if you want to risk that. Yeah. Because at most they can get to is 24. Yeah, man. 3rd and 1. It's a pitch to Joe Mixon. I think it's a little bit short. Just a little bit short. Oh. Jakey coming in with 10.
Thanks for doing a Raider hater game. What are your thoughts on Steven Anderson? I don't think he saw enough playing time.
Thank you so much for the $10 holla there, Janky. Steven Anderson. Steven Anderson is probably one of the best depth tight ends that we've had in a long time. When he was out there, man. You guys remember that game? I think it was when last season when Hunter Henry was out. We had Steven Anderson, we had Donald Parham, and then one more guy, I think, all playing tight end, and they just went off, dude. They had a crazy good game. Steven Anderson is really, really, really good. Really, really, really good. Will the Chargers re-sign him? Maybe, especially with Jared Cook probably moving on. But I think he's good. I think he's great. I think we should keep him. I really do. I think at one point we cut him, and on Hard Knocks, he got really upset about it, and they're like, hey, man, with what's going on, you're probably going to come back. And he did come back, and he made a big, big impact. The director going to be He's going to get all the chicks. Yeah, he's a good-looking dude, man. Yeah, you know it. You're a good-looking kid. He gets away with a lot more because he's a good-looking kid. we'll go from there. 4th and 1. The Bengals. 4th and inches, we should say. The Bengals have a decision to make here. Do they go for it and try to go for the touchdown, go up 3 scores? Would it be? No. It'll still be 2 scores. You got to take the field goal then, right? You got 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter. You probably should take the points. That's kind of where I'm going out here. I don't know. You could go for it here. Go for the field goal. Yeah, I don't know. 1, if you guys would go for it. 2, if you go for the 3-pointers. If you go for the field goal. 1 for go for it. 2 for the field goal. You like your baby Yoda, huh? Is that a present from Nanny yet? You guys say go for it, be aggressive. All right, man. The chat has spoken. Or I said 1 for go for it, 2 for field goal, right? I think I'm going for field goal, honestly. Just analytically, it makes sense. Here comes the 4th down try by the Bengals. Oh, this could be the game. They might be trying to draw him off sides. Oh, they almost got him. They almost got him, dude. 11 seconds, and Burrow's going to call the timeout. Yeah, they almost got him, dude. If he snapped the ball, they almost got him. They almost got him. Because you take the field goal, it's 26-16. That's 10 points. The Raiders would need to get a stop, which Burrow and this team have been moving pretty well this last drive. Oh, baby. I don't know, dude. I think they're going to go for it still. I'm looking at the offense out there. Ah! Ah! Okay, they brought the special teams out. Here comes Evan McPherson for the try. It looks like they're going to get it. That's what I would have done. I would have taken the field goal. That's 2 scores. They got 6 minutes and 46 seconds to make something happen, right? That was the move. That was the move, in my opinion. Unless, of course, the refs cost some trouble. The refs going to cause some trouble, kiddo? You going to smack him down like you are that baby Yoda? What do you think about the Chargers drafting Jordan Davis? 6'6", 340 dude's a monster. He would be awesome, man. He would be the nose tackle for this team for very, very many years. He would be amazing. Yeah, I feel you. 26-16 is your score. The Bengals up 2 scores. 6:46 left on the clock. Things are getting crazy. Rex coming in with a $20 holla! Let's go! Been a fan since 1963 because it's been fun for me. You've increased my level of fun. Bolt fan for life and always FTR. Rex, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. You so much fun, it's killing the child. Thank you so much, Rex, for the $20 Hall of Fame since 63. You got to see some awesome players, my friend. Almost envious over here.
Director, I've been a fan since 1963 because it's been fun for me. You have increased my level of fun. Bolt fan for life and as always FTR.
To think I could have anything to do with adding to your already very illustrious Chargers resume experience means a lot to me, man. Thank you so much, Rex. $20 holla. We out here having some good times. The Bengals, 2 scores. Would love to see the Raiders go home in their first playoff game. And you know what? The Bengals probably deserve it more, right? I like their team better. They haven't won a playoff game in 31 years. I remember the last time they made the playoffs, I think. The Chargers beat them. You guys remember that? Against Carson Palmer? I think that was us. The Bengals deserve it. I'm rooting for the Bengals, man. Thank you so much again, Rex. The $20 haul. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And whereas the Raiders haven't won a playoff game in 19 years as well, so lots in the line for both teams. Luis Maldonado, let's go. Luis, can't wait for free agency and draft videos. Wife and love the channel experience. The same with our daughter. Delayed speech. Oh, I feel you guys, dudes. This is real, right? Come here, kiddo. Come here. This is real. This is life, right? This is what it's all about. And everybody, it's kind of crazy to me. When I posted about this a couple weeks ago, there's a lot of people that share in that same experience, and it does offer a different journey as a parent. It really does. Because part of you is like nervous, but there's also a lot of beautiful things that come with it.
Did you hear what Staley said about we built a team, now we need to build a champion? It gave me chills when he said that.
Dude. Brandon Staley. The way that this man strings words together is so expertly crafted, it might as well be art. We put together a solid team. We did. It is time to take these guys to the championship, dude. And honestly, like I said before, Brandon Staley said, hey, we're fixing this offensive line. That's exactly what they did. This year, he said, we're going to fix this defense. He's going to get it done. He's going to get it done. Luis, good luck, man. I know speech delay is very frustrating, but we'll get through it, right? He couldn't say more than maybe 20 words a year ago, and now he's probably got like 100, but he just can't string them together. He can't say anything together in sequence. So we're working on the next step, but you'll get there, man. Thank you for sharing that with me, dude. I really appreciate it. Much love. Both up. And then Boss Mac, thank you for the $20 hollow, man. I appreciate it. Say thank you. Say thank you, Ezra. He says thank you. Much love, guys. Much love. Thank you so much again, Boston. Yes, Brandon Staley's going to take this team places. Some people were ready to give up right away. I'm not one of those people. Not anywhere close. Derek Carr, lots of pressure. Slings it underneath to Josh Jacobs. Jacobs finds a big lane. Jacobs out to the sideline, but there is a flag. There is a flag. Give me 1 second. Hey, kiddo. You want to play Roblox? All right, we're back. Big penalty. Big penalty. Illegal man downfield. That's Leatherwood. Yikes. Honestly, I can't tell you guys what is and what isn't a bad illegal man downfield play. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure if that made sense. 2nd and 12. Short gain by Josh Jacobs. But there is another flag, and Carr is looking at the Bengals. Looking like a first down for the Raiders. Holding, it's 5 and a first. Oh, it's scary. Never agree with those penalties, but it's the Raiders, so it's cool. The Raiders did just get lucky, though. They went from like a 3rd and 10 plus to like a first down. 5:37 left to play. The Raiders are up against the clock now, too. Here comes Derek Carr. Lots of time in the pocket. It's going to toss one deep. And nobody home. It'll be 2nd and 10. Yeah, Leatherwood. We got the kiddo set up with Roblox. 100 words more... That's funny. Sure. Do you think Jeff Bezos could afford to buy every NFL team? Still have $40 billion left in the bank. He probably could. Jeff Bezos would be crazy if he bought the Chargers. I know a lot of people are against it. I could make a case for that too. I need to educate myself more on his background, but it's crazy. Here comes a big 2nd and 10 reception by Darren Waller. The Raiders are on the move past the 40-yard line. Does anyone believe that we'll sign big players for defense? I firmly believe that. That's why, like, a lot of people wanted to toss Tom Telesco this offseason. I'm not about that. But if he doesn't make some big signings with how much money we got, then it kind of starts entering the conversation. It's going to be an underneath pass to Renfro. Renfro picks up 5. It's 3rd and 5 coming up. Come on, defense. Up 2 scores. We are down to 4 minutes and 30 seconds in this game. 2nd and 5, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. The Raiders got to score twice to take the lead. So the Raiders up against the clock right now. I would love Xavier Howard. Oh, I would love Xavier. 2nd and 5. Almost. Almost converted by Foster Moreau. 3rd and 5 coming up. Let's go Bengals, man. Let's go defense. Let's go defense. Staley said the D-line at center of the offseason. Yep. He wants his defense, dude. I'm sure when he came to the Chargers, he was all about, hey, I want to build that defense that became so legendary with the Los Angeles Rams. But instead, he saw a bigger problem. That was offensive line. He fixed that in one offseason. What are we about to see in 2020? Probably a much, much improved defense, which is really what we need. Let's go. Come on, defense. 3rd and 5. Carr floats another one to the sideline. Nobody home. Edwards was over there, but it was well overthrown. 4th and 5 coming up. Oh, baby. Yeah. They got to go for it, right? 4th and 5, 2 timeouts. The Raiders got to go for it. This could be the game. They're great. If Lombardi goes, who should be the OC candidates? I think Shane Day, our quarterbacks coach, would be first in line, right? Absolutely. 4th and 5. This could be the game. They could. I think the Raiders probably should call a timeout. It's delay a game. Did they get the timeout off? Did they get the timeout off? Yeah, they did. Now they're on 1 timeout. 4:27 left in the game. Oh! That could have cost them, dude. They would have needed that timeout later. For sure. Still can't believe we lost. Yeah, I feel you, dude. I feel you. But it's, we've had time. We've had time to sort this out. Now getting super excited for the offseason. Be careful. You almost knocked something over. It'd be pretty easy to get key players, leave their situation, come play in sunny LA. For sure, dude. For sure. 4th and 5. The game on the line for the Raiders. They have to go for this. Oh, man, dude. Derek Carr's got the ball. He's looking, fires deep down the middle of the field, and caught by Deshaun Jackson. Is a huge first down for the Raiders down at the 30-yard line. 4 minutes and 19 seconds left to play. Man, you can't do that, Bengals. You can't do that. Still, Raiders in the red zone. Tough to score from here. Or close to the red zone. If they run a draw play, I feel you. I feel you. Let's get that interception. Let's get that turnover. Come on, Bengals. It's overdue. Deshaun Jackson getting wide open underneath. You don't like to, or up top, you don't like to see that. Go, kiddo, go. 1st and 10. It's a dump off to the middle under the linebackers. That's Josh Jacobs. Picks up another first down. Raiders inside the 20 now. Be careful. We're almost done, dude. 4 minutes left, and then we can go get some lunch. Actually, some dinner at this point. 1st and 10. Carr sideline. It's Zay Jones. It's Zay Jones. He picks up 7 yards. It's going to be a 2nd and 3 coming up. What was my prediction score? I don't think I had one for this game. We normally do that just for the Chargers games. Hey, start thinking about what you want for dinner. We'll make something special tonight, okay? Daddy, make some steak. You want some steakums? 2nd and 3. Raiders. Derek Carr looking, fires it off sideline. Nobody home. Josh Jacobs in the area. 3rd and 3 coming up. Oh no! 1 timeout left. 3 minutes, 42 seconds left on the clock. Even if the Raiders score here, they may need to go for an onside kick and hope that the Bengals don't convert a couple of first downs. Yeah, LT used to smack them Raiders around good. 3rd and 3. Bengals need a defensive stop. This would be huge. 3rd and 3. Derek Carr passes sideline. Nobody. Oh, actually, just too far for Darren Waller. Darren Waller was in position. 4th and 3 coming up. Now, if you're the Raiders, do you take your 3 or do you go for it? I think you take your 3, stay in the game with one score. Little director wants to go eat steak for dinner. Yeah, dude. Uh-huh. Hey, you want steak? You want a burger? You don't want a burger? You know you want a you want a burger? You want a burger? Okay, kids, we're having burger for dinner today, says little director. They fire up the grill after this stream. Here comes the field goal by the Raiders. It is good. And it's a one-score game, 19-26. The Raiders with 3:34 left. Can the Bengals hold on and send the Raiders home? It's close, man. It's close. It's definitely close. It's burger time. Yeah, baby. I want to see the Bills in the Super Bowl. I want to see how many fold up the tables get broken. Yeah, dude, those Bills fans are crazy. Sam Hubbard to the Chargers. Your thoughts? Hey, I'd be about it. I don't know anything about his contract or whatnot, but I'd be about it. We definitely need it. Joe says onside kick. I would assume onside kick is on the table. With how much time is left in this game, 3:34, Raiders with one timeout. Because what are you looking at? Like 2 first downs and this game is over for the Cincinnati Bengals? I think you got to go for onside kick, huh? I think you got to go for onside kick. We would have won this. Yeah, we beat the Bengals before. But I think this team needed one more offseason before it's like, hey, man, you better watch the freak out, dude. We're coming. Hope the Raiders watch the Bengals drain the clock until the last second. Yeah, if you're the Bengals, that's what your goal is. You got to watch out for an onside kick. You got to get the ball back, convert a couple first downs, go home, pop the champagne. Just wanted to say thanks for amazing content. Been watching since the beginning. Hey! Perkazol, thank you so much for the love. I love the Miles Morales, Avy. Big time, man. Appreciate it. Waste of a spot, probably. Time to for the ex-Chargers depth to follow Gus to flop. Yeah. If Raiders win, it's fixed. It's a steep road. It's a steep incline. It's not going to be easy if the Raiders somehow come back. They need to get a stop. They could punt deep and get a stop. They could still do that. They got to hope their defense is good enough. But, man, if you're going up against Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Uzama and Higgins and Boyd and Mixon, I don't know if you risk that. I don't know if you can stop that. Am I doing another live video next week? I'll think about it. Probably, yeah. I'll think about it. Kind of depends on how everything lines up. Again, I thought the game was tomorrow. My bad. Fumbled the bag. So we got the sitter for tomorrow set up. And it was today. You know what? Little director's not being as bad. Right, dude? You chill. You're watching the game. Tossing around a baby Yoda. Hey, stay frosty, Jeff. Good to see you. Here comes the return by the Bengals. They did punt it deep. Or kick it deep. And the Bengals are going to get the ball just outside the 25-yard line. Couple first downs that could put this game away. Don't be afraid to pass is all I'm going to say. You got some great playmakers as far as your receivers are concerned. Want to see the Chiefs lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers? How nuts would that be, dude? I don't know if that's going to happen. But that would be nuts. Of course, we're all going to hope that, too. Couple first downs and that's it. Yep. Bengals just need to put this one away. Now, of course, they're going to want to be running the ball. But honestly, if I'm the Bengals, I'm not going to be afraid to toss it. I'm not going to be afraid to pass it. Here comes your first, I think, run by Joe Mixon. It is a run. Mixon's going to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Forced the last timeout by the Raiders, more than likely. No, they're going to let it run. They're going to try and save that timeout for later. Get him. Get that baby Yoda. Toss him down. I got you for 3 minutes. Marcus Williams for free safety. Again, free safety. Marcus Williams to the Chargers would be awesome. But I don't think that's a huge need. If I go after a DB, I'm going after a cornerback. Just me personally. All right. Bengals, 2nd and 12 after draining the clock down to 2:52. They're going empty. What? And it's going to be a toss to Jamar Chase, who's going to pick up... Oh, he turns the corner, but he's going to get picked up. He's going to get picked up. It's going to be 3rd and 11. Picks up a yard. Keeps the clock running. Now, do the Raiders take their timeout now, or do they save it? Do they put it away? They are going to take their timeout. So if you're the Bengals now, I think you pass it. I think you pass it. 2:35, no timeouts. Doable for the Raiders, but you could put the game away pretty much right here. My experience watching Spider-Man was insane, dude. My theater was going nuts. They were going absolutely ballistic, myself included. It was such an experience. I loved it. Come on, Bengals. Come on, baby. Get that first down. Let daddy director and baby director go get their hamburgers. Yeah? Burger? Yes, burger. Chase looking a little banged up, okay? They just need to get one more play, and then he can rest that knee or whatever it is that's bothering him for a week. Get that first down, Bengals. 3rd and 11. The Bengals. This could be the game. Can Joe Burrow and company do it one more time? The Raiders looking like they're sending everybody. You got to pick up that guy on the outside, Mad Max, and they're going to call a timeout. Looks like the Bengals do. 3rd and 11 coming up just in a second. Big Ben is retiring after the season. Most likely, yeah. Most likely that. Mouse Guy with the 250. P with the sideways slashes. Holla. Appreciate the love, man. Started watching the Chargers game because of Herbie from Oregon. But you made me become a true Chargers fan, director. Thanks for your hard work and content. Looking forward to the offseason content. Hey, Mouse Guy, thank you so much, my friend. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I think it was the Philippines, right? I think I remember. It's Philippines, right? Let's go, baby. I appreciate it, man. Out there in the Philippines, from Oregon, true Chargers fan. I'm honored, man. Thank you so much for the support. Where you going for burgers? I'm making my burgers, dude. I got that grill outside. We're going to fire that thing up and make the little director the best burger he ever in his life. Thank you so much, Mouse God. Appreciate the holla, my friend. 3rd and 11. This could be the game. Joe Burrow looking for a target. Fires it underneath. It's Uzama. And Uzama's not going to get a first down. This is going to take it all the way down to the 2-minute warning. No timeouts for the Raiders. And the Raiders will get one more shot to try and get this tie. Or at least tie the score right here with the 2 minutes left to operate. This is crazy. This better not go back into overtime, Raiders. I'm telling you right now, Daddy's hungry. Daddy director wants himself a hamburger. Watching this channel for a long time. Yeah, Matthew, I remember you. Everybody, man. Everybody. Yes, the Philippines. See, I'm starting to see that sideways P for Philippines. We got it. What do I like on my burger? Dude, I'm a real, like, I don't know, simple guy. I don't know. I like them Thousand Island sauce burgers too, man. Like those Big Macs. You know what I mean? If I can find a way to get that sauce, we're looking good. I like mine charred on the grill. 2 slices of cheese, pickle, no onion, lettuce, mayo, ketchup, and the partridge in a pear tree. If I can get my hands on some, what are them called? Those sauteed onions. It's pretty good too. Fire up the grill. And we're going to fire up the grill after this. Appreciate the love, guys. Appreciate the love. This could be it, man. The last drive of the Vegas Raiders in 2020/2022. The only ingredient I do not want my burger is onion. Yeah, you know what's funny? For the longest time as a kid, I thought that I just didn't like onions, right? I like the taste, but I always got left feeling a little sick, right? So I didn't really put onions on anything, even though I kind of liked the flavor. I would eat the crap out of Funyuns and other onion-flavored things, but I wouldn't really eat them. The onions, as a matter of fact. And then I think in junior high or high school, they had these guys come in for some medical stuff. I don't know if it was for football. I don't know if it was for, PE or something like that. You know, when they come in, they bring like the scoliosis stuff, and they do some tests and things like that. And I was talking to them, And it turns out that I had an intolerance to onions. It wasn't that I just didn't like them. I had an intolerance. It's like, oh, that would explain it. And funny enough, over the years, I think I've kind of outgrown it. Is that even a thing? Like, I don't get as sick as I used to. A little bit sometimes, but not nearly as sick. So I do eat onions nowadays. But they've got to be caramelized and stuff like that. But there's something. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, grill your onions. Yeah. It had to do something with the onion fiber, is what I was told. The onion fiber was what was making me sick. Are you allergic to, Jordan? I don't know if it was an allergy. They said it was an intolerance. It just made me not feel so good. Onions are fired, though, man. Sauteed onions, those caramelized onions. Oh, my God. That is the best way to enjoy a burger. For sure. Raw onions get breakouts. Grilling caramelized reduces the breakouts. I think that's where I'm at, too, Juan. I think that's where I'm at, too. Here comes the punt by the Bengals. God, that took forever. And they're going to spot it at the 35 with a minute 51 left. Nice sky kick by the Bengals. And the Raiders will have a minute and 51 to get into the end zone. A field goal will not do. The Raiders need a touchdown to tie and to try and take it into overtime. You better not, Raiders. I got stuff to do. Little director's hungry. Daddy director's hungry. We got a date with some movie called Ron upstairs afterwards. The little robot guy on Disney Plus. Come on, baby. Get a stop here, Bengals. Minute 51 left. Here comes your first down. 1st and 10. Derek Carr escapes pressure, almost gets batted down, and here comes Jacobs, who gets a big play. There's a flag on the play, but a big play to the sideline. It would give the ball to the Raiders at like the 30-yard line. Personal foul roughing the passer on the Bengals. 15 yards added to the play. That's going to give the Raiders the ball inside the Bengals 30 or 40. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm hungry. Are you for real right now, Raiders and refs? Come on. Derek Carr sold the crap out of that, dude. What a freaking embarrassing call by the refs. That was a BS call. How is this happening all over again, dude? How did the Raiders get so... Literally, Carr went like this, and they called roughing the passer. Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, my God, what a terrible call. These Bengals are getting robbed. Here comes a sack by the Bengals. Let's go. That's going to force a long 3rd down. Huge play by the Bengals. Huge play by the Bengals. Guys got to hold in there just a little bit longer. 3rd and 17 coming up. Pass rush. Here comes the pass, and it's over the middle. Big catch by Darren Waller, who's celebrating with just a minute left. I hate when refs do this, man. I want to see a clean game. I don't care who wins or who loses. Of course I do if it's the Chargers, but I want to see a clean game. Is that so hard to ask? 1st and 10. Carr is going to hit the sideline. It's incomplete. 50 seconds left, and the Raiders have the ball in the red zone. 2nd and 10 coming up. Jeez, dude. Roughing the passer? For real? Baby director, is that BS? You can't say that. Don't say that. Don't say nothing. You can't say that. But he knows. Is that crappy? 2nd and 10. Come on, man. Come on, defense. I can't believe that. That's one of the stupidest roughing the passer calls I've ever seen in my whole life. That's ridiculous. 2nd and 10. Carr fires. Sideline. Moreau drops. 3rd and 10 coming up. Raiders in 4th down territory. Bengals need 2 more stops. Come on, man. You can't say that, baby director. Don't say nothing that you hear for the next couple of minutes, because I smell some shady stuff going on. Yep. You smell that? That's some smelly officiating is what it is. Yeah, smell it. Smell that shady officiating. It stinks. It's a stinky. 3rd and 10 for the Raiders. Here comes Derek Carr. He's looking, fires off underneath once again. That's Zay Jones. He picks up the first down. Dude, this is getting crazy. 30 seconds left. They're about to spike the ball. They spiked it. 30 seconds to score a touchdown. Bengals just need some crazy good red zone defense. This officiating breaks my heart. Bengals fans, if you're in the chat, even if you guys win this game, I don't want you guys to let up. That was some crappy officiating we just saw. Man, oh man. I did not like that at all. 2nd and goal after the spike. They got a couple snaps left to go. They're going to have to take shots at the end zone, the Raiders. 2nd and goal. Carr fires middle of the field, almost intercepted by Jesse Bates. Lucky that one wasn't picked. 3rd and goal. Come on, Bengals. You need 2 more stops. You need 2 more stops, and this game is away. Come on, baby. Almost a pick by Jesse Bates. Come on, Bengals. Come on! That was so close to putting the game away there, Jesse Bates. Come on. Come on, baby. 25 seconds left. Last couple plays. Come on, Bengals. Come on, defense. Raiders snap the ball. Derek Carr looking for a target. He's looking. Pressure's coming in his face. He's going to fire off to the sideline. Nobody's home, and now we might have seen some interference. It came against Renfro, but there was no flag thrown. I thought that might have been a PI. We're taking a look at it, the replay. Maybe the Bengals got away with one. No, Renfro pushed off too. Renfro pushed off too. Good no call. Good no call. I thought I saw PI at first, but Renfro was the one that pushed off. And then he slipped. 4th and goal. This is it. This is for the game. 6 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and it's out. Derek Carr looking, fires to the end zone, and that's intercepted! Let's go, Bengals! Let's go! Goodbye, Raiders! Sayonara! Enjoy your time back at home. Shouldn't have been here. You shouldn't have been here, Raiders. Let's go! Yeah, baby. Come here, baby director. Come here. Clap, clap. Come here and clap. Let's go. Goodbye, Raiders. Goodbye. Welcome to the offseason. We saved you a seat. Boss Max says, nah, hey, goodbye. Let's go. Let's go, boss. $10 I'll appreciate it. Let's get it. Goodbye, Raiders. Sayonara. The playoffs are not meant for the Raiders. This will be year 20 without winning a playoff game. And the Bengals just won their first playoff game in 31 years. Bravo, man. Bravo. Good job, Joe. Smokin Joe Burrow gets the job done. Jamar Chase, Uzama, Mixon, Hubbard, Hendrickson, Bates. Good job, man. Hey, Chargers fans, I know you guys are live in the chat. Let's give a lightning bolts in the chat and some tigers in the chat, showing that the Bengals got the Chargers support. Thank you, Bengals. Good job. Good job, Bengals. Good job, Bengals. Proud of that team. Get them out of here. Lightning bolts in the chat. Tigers in the chat. We were all temp Bengals fans today. You guys got the job done. GG's. Tara with the $5 says, Carr still hasn't won a playoff game, and it's been 8 years. You love to see it, Tara. You love to see it. You love to see it. Good game, Bengals. Thank you so much, Tara. $5 holla. Joe says, Raiders, what happened? What happened? Even with the refs, dude. The refs were giving them everything. They gave him literally all the chances in the world. They couldn't bring it home. Hugo says, bye, Felicia. Nice little FTR there. Top it off. Appreciate it, guys. All the love in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bengals. Oh, we needed this. It's not like we were in the playoffs, but man, did that feel good. I'm not going to lie and say it didn't feel good. Man, did that feel good. Smokin Joe Burrow, director's second favorite quarterback in the NFL. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know how much the Raiders were actually expecting to go, as far as if they were expecting to go too far, but I think the Bengals proved, certainly, that they deserve to be there. Good for the Bengals, man. Good for the Bengals. It's burger time, says Richie. It's burger time. Hey, chat, dude. You guys showed up. I think we still had like 300 or 400 people in the chat at one point today, man. You guys rock. Thank you so much. All Chargers fans showing up, supporting, you know, the stream and the Raider hater stream. It was a good time. Hey, baby. You ready for some burgers? Some celebratory burgers? You ready? You want some burgers? You kissing Baby Yoda? You so excited for burgers? Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Dude. I'm trying not to be petty, but let's go. Oh, so sweet. Feels good. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Hey, dudes, I'm hungry, man. I gotta go get me something to eat. Okay, we're all petty. We're all petty. And you know what? I'm fine with that. Let's go. We're gonna make that burger extra special for Director, and baby Director today is gonna be a good time, man, with a side of Raiders tears. To wash it all down, dude. Let's go, FTR! Yeah! Oh, dude, good times. I'm really trying to be respectful. I got Raiders friends out there, right? But I can't hide it, dude. I can't hide it. It feels good. Good times, baby. Good times. Well, guys, big shout out to my guy, Joe Burrow, getting the job done. Congratulations for his team getting their first playoff win in 31 years. Welcome the Raiders to the postseason. Grab a seat, make yourself comfortable. I got some burgers to go fry up right now. Should be a good time. Hey guys, yeah, definitely just take this dub today, dude. This is a reason to smile. We're getting into the postseason. We're getting into free agency. This team's gonna turn a corner this season, and you know what? We're off to a good start here in the playoffs. Let's hope that the Steelers go out there and put a thumping on the Chiefs. It probably won't happen, but maybe we'll check up on them too. So, well, guys, thank you so much for joining me today on the special edition live stream. Hey, it was really good seeing everybody too, man. Like, you know, all of us were super bummed out after last week, and I think I'm pretty proud of everybody for coming in here. Good attitudes, lots of great insight and questions. We had a really good time talking off season, cheering on the Bengals. Great times, man. Great times. Let's all go out there and celebrate the Raiders being sent home. And Zephyr, see you. FDR, let's go. Thank you so much for the $2 holla. And we'll see you guys when I see you. I'm going to put out another video, I think, out here on Monday. And then I'll let you guys know when my next live stream is. I don't know if I can do this anymore where I don't do live streams frequently. So I'll see you guys when I see you, all right? Let's do it, baby. Let's go. Congratulations, Bengals. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been the Director. And as always, bolt up and stay frosty. Thank you so much, Jordan Rice. $2 holla. Just to lose, baby. Just to lose. Hey, we're about to jump out of here, and Alex Ball comes in with a $20 holla. Of course, I'm not going to jump off without saying thank you, Alex Ball, $20 holla. These next 2 burgers are on you, baby. Let's go. Thank you so much. Let's go. After Raiders, see you next year. Bolt up, Alex. Bolt up. Thank you so much, guys. We'll catch you next time.